Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? Ready for the second day? Good. We will have today, exactly like yesterday, two lecturers, and we will have the first hour with Joe Karkour here. He is a Adobe Premiere specialist, and I think that's what you need today. Yeah. We will have afterwards, after this 1 hour, only 15 minutes break. If you wish to pray or if you wish to drink anything, to something else, go quickly and come back. Don't forget, please, your registration number, the code number, that you get your certificate easily at the end of the lecture here. And please, if you are not registered today, please go and register yourself, otherwise, no certificate. Don't forget also that this lecture, as yesterday's one was, is live streamed on YouTube. If you wish to send it to someone of your friends or family who couldn't make it to come today, please do so. And also to remind you that all these lectures will stay forever on, I hope forever on YouTube, that you can have it or you can watch it as a reference afterwards. Thank you very much and enjoy your lecture.
Thank you for the introduction. Hello, everybody. She introduced me as the Premiere Pro expert. Not that much. My name is Joe Karkour, and I work for Adobe Systems. We have an office in Dubai. I've been with Adobe for 10 years. And so part of the things I do is I try to learn the software as much as I can. So I will need your help as well. If you have, who's using Premiere Pro today? Only a few. OK, so that's good. This way, I'll introduce you to what Premiere Pro is. Who's using Photoshop? Everybody, of course. My favorite product as well. So what's happening today is that all these beautiful cameras like Nikon and all these cameras, and thank you, Nikon, by the way, for inviting me today. They have these beautiful capabilities of taking videos as well. And you know, we need to learn how to put those videos together. Whether you're doing a video for a big movie that you're producing, or you're doing a video for your YouTube channel or your Instagram, we need to learn. And one of the most used software in the industry is Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro is part of, and I need to start with that, Premiere Pro is part of our Adobe Creative Cloud membership, right? And you get all these beautiful tools. Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, I'm sure you've heard of these beautiful products before. Premiere Pro, After Effects, Audition, and we've added a new product, I'm not going to talk about it today, called Premiere Rush. If you haven't downloaded that one, please do. It works on your mobile phones and on your desktop, and you can easily take video clips, put them together very quickly with Premiere Rush, using some really interesting built-in artificial intelligence coming into video production. And then you can continue the work if you want to on your desktop and even open projects in Premiere Pro. You don't need to continue on Premiere Pro. You can finish a whole video on your mobile phones and upload to your social media. So this is a new product, and really advise you to download it, try it out. It's really amazing. And of course, all the other different products that we have. And today we're just going to cover Premiere Pro, a little bit of maybe Audition, for audio engineering and audio manipulation, right? And of course, if you have any questions anytime, let's make it very interactive, so stop me and I'll give you the time. So let's just close this and switch to Premiere Pro. So I'm using the latest version of Premiere Pro that we just released maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And we did a big announcement. There's a lot of new things. Of course, I'm not going to go into everything. I'm just going to show you how you can easily put together a movie, right? So if we can dim the light a little bit, because this is a dark interface, but OK, I think you can see better. This is good, I think. OK, so if you're doing a video editing, the first thing you want to do is organize your clips. So you went out, in my case, and I went out and did a, let's see if I have, so I did a rafting in the river, me and my friends. I want to do a nice video of it, okay? So I have all the clips. I used camera 1 to take some shots of us going into the river, right? Many clips. And I did another camera on another head, taking different angles. You can have multiple angles and so on, right? So we have all these nice videos. And I want to make a story. We start with that, right? Simple story. The first thing I did was I organized my folder when I imported in a nice way. I have all my clips in here. I have some music that I will use. Sorry, it's going to be rock. No problem. We'll try to use it and cut our videos according to the beat. This is something that every videographer would like to do. So the interface, very simple. I'm going to double-click on my project. So you have a project. It's a new project. Double-click, and I'm going to go into, let's go in my workshop, and go and select the two two cameras that I have. So I have GoPro 1 and GoPro 2, import, and I have two folders, and I have all the videos inside these folders already loaded. So if I double-click on a folder and go into different views, you can see this is my camera 2, or camera 1, camera 2 actually, and this is my camera 1, and I can change the view, right? The beauty of this is I can hover over a video. Now, if you like Premiere Pro, if you've used it before, or if you haven't, when I'm doing things, I might give you some tips that are really nice. So for example, if any of those panels that you have, you want to enlarge it to the full screen, you press the tilde key. You know the tilde key? Like the tilde key? Just hover over it and press the tilde key. So it goes to full. So the tilde key, it's like the, you know, the aleph or something, right? Yeah, like a wave, the wave. You press it and it goes in full mode. And then I can hover very quickly over those videos if I want to. Of course, I can also enlarge the preview or reduce the preview. So any panel, you can do that. Where did that come from? It's just a bug. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is double click on a clip. And it takes it to the source menu, monitor. So this is the source monitor. And this will be my final project monitor, or the project monitor, the output monitor. We haven't started yet. I don't have anything on the timeline. I'm just looking at my videos. And usually in a nice production environment, what I would do is I would, instead of using this monitor on my same computer, I will connect it to a second screen, ideally a calibrated monitor with good image, a good video quality and good colors. For example, we have a monitor here. You can check it out later, where it's calibrated so what you see on the monitor colors are correct, right? And you can set up different broadcast colors and stuff. So what I will do first, I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to move my playhead a little bit when we are already in the water. And then I'm going to say, when I import this clip into my timeline, this is where I want the clip to start. I don't want to import the whole thing, because this whole thing is for 2 minutes and 47 seconds. So I'm importing maybe right here, as soon as we hit the water. So to do that, to tell Premiere Pro, I want to import from this point, what do? I hit the I. Who said I? A lot of people. Okay. I means in. So I'll hit the I key, right? And I'm not gonna import all the video. I'm just gonna move a little bit until we're here, maybe a few seconds. And then I'm gonna press the O, which means out point. So now I have an in and out, right? All I need to do is drag this to the timeline. But first, I need to create a sequence for the timeline. Now, there's a lot of ways to do that. If I know my numbers, I can come and create a new sequence, which I don't like to do, because I don't want to worry about the video format. I want my Premiere Pro sequence to take the format, the size, and everything from the clip itself. So drag and drop it, either to the timeline or to this little icon here, and it creates my sequence. This sequence here, and it's called, well, it took the same video name, right, of the clip. I can change that name later on. And now, if you see, if I play this, it's playing from the in and out that I took. Now I think this is too long, so I'm going to bring it a little bit shorter, and as easy as this, I come and drag to clip it. Right? Very simple. So let's go back. I'm playing, we're going in, everything is happy. Now if you notice, when I dragged, let me move it a little bit outside. Let's have some black space in the beginning. Why? Because I want to add some titles in the beginning. Now you notice that it brought in two items, the video and the audio, right? And I can come here and expand this a little bit so that I can see a preview. So I see this is a stereo audio, and I don't need that audio for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the audio and video, right-click simply, and go and say unlink. You see that, everybody? Unlink those two means that the video is no longer linked to the audio, something you have to be very careful when you do that, and just delete it. Really simple. Okay? So we're going to play that video a little bit. I like it. Let's move to second shot. So I can continue within the same video if I want to, because maybe it's a long one. I don't care all of that so far. Maybe up to here. No, I don't like it. So let's go now to the next shot. And we go to probably this one. So here, we're already paddling. I like this one, right? So we're going to go from here. We're going to go in and passing and then out. And then drag again. Now, before I dragged the whole video and it took the audio. Since I don't want the audio, I can select from here just the video or just the audio to drag it. So I'm going to come here and drag the video and place it at the end of the previous one. So now I have two clips. First clip, boom, second clip. We'll look at the cuts later on if I like them or not. This is too long as well for my video. I'm going to just trim it a little bit. And we're going to continue. Again, I'm pressing the tilde key, double click. Let's see this one. What do we have here? We have something interesting. Yeah, some waterfalls. In, out. I don't want the sound. Maybe later I'll take some of the sounds just to add some effects. And now I have a third. So you notice I'm playing in full resolution, right? And it's instant playback. There is no gap. There is no lagging or anything. And that's because Premiere Pro is using the computer's accelerated GPU, a little bit of technical words, which means that it's using the built-in graphic card to do some calculations, and it's really fast. And that's one of the beauty of Premiere Pro, right? So let's continue a little bit, maybe add one more at the end of this, and then we'll do something a bit more interesting. So let's go ahead and check here if we have something interesting. I think somebody's jumping. Yeah, I like this one. So let's go back a little bit. You can move with the arrow keys as well. In, jumping, out. And we'll do something interesting with that later on. Okay. Now, next, what I want to do is come to the beginning, and I want to add some title to my video. Either I can take the title, special effects we have here. I'll just go with something really simple like this, drag and drop it here, and it tells you, if you notice, you see there's an effect coming in, right? And you can change the title, so my adventure, right? And call it 2019, probably older actually. Whatever, you can put any text you want, right? And what happened is that if you notice there's some special effects, and I'll show you later what they mean. And then I'm going to just put this back away. So what happened now is I have a title that comes in, and it stays on top of the video, and then it disappears. You could make it disappear earlier. Let me just fix this as well. This is too much here. All right. Everybody got that? Yeah? Any questions?
Can you just repeat the texting part?
So this is a preset. It's already designed. I can design it as well. I don't want to go too much detail. So if you go to the Essential Graphics, so Window, Essential Graphics, we've added that recently. It gives you, you can browse hundreds and hundreds of preset graphics. So for example, you have upper title, lower title, you have scrolling, rolling titles, you have something like this, which takes a little bit longer, like a spinning globe for news, right? We have a lot of presets that you could use. Got it? So what I use a very simple one. and it's got its own preset. I'll show you how we do those animations in a bit. Okay? But I'm just trying to make it now simple. Added some text. I'm happy. I want to move on. The next thing I want to do is go back to my project, double-click again, and I want to import some music just to be, you know, I'm not going to make you crazy with this rock song, but still, I need some song in here. So this is the music. If I double-click it now, what you will see in the source monitor is a sound wave, right? And I can also do an in and out, but in this case, I just want it all together. So import sound and put it in the sound or the audio tracks. So what we have here, just to be clear, I have audio tracks, video tracks. And if you noticed, when I put the text video, I put it on a different layer. Just like Photoshop, you all use Photoshop, I saw. So it's different layers. And you can do layer blends and different stuff, and we'll probably, if we have time, I'll show you a little bit. Why did I do that? Because I wanted the text to come over, like I did here. I want it to be over the video a little bit when it comes over it. If I put it next to it, it has to end before the video starts. So I put it on top of it. You got that? So the layers are there. My video, my audio is now playing. And let's see. I don't want the music to start with the text. I want it to start with the actual video starting to play. So in the beginning, it's quiet, my adventure, and then my music starts. So I can decide where it starts. I can move it around. I can even cut it, and I'll show you later on, and make it longer, shorter. Everybody got that so far? Now let's just mute this because we don't want to hear all the music at the moment, right? Now one thing I want to do as well is start doing some special effects. So here, there's a jump, and I like that. Now what I want to do on this jump in particular is I want to slow-mo it. Slow-mo it, is that even a word? So I want to make a slow motion. So when he jumps, it's slow motion, and he's landing, and then it goes. So how do you do that in Premiere? Really easy. I'm going to cut the video in here using a razor tool. So if you look at my tools, this is my tools here, some of the tools, right? So I'm going to use the cut tool or the razor tool, which is this one. I'll blow it up for you. Razor tool, come into my clip and decide. So here is a good start. You can move with the arrow keys. I think this is the place where I want him to slow-mo. Because I stepped on the, sorry, yeah. I stepped on the thing. Okay, so razor tool. Now all I did is create a separate clip. This is now a separate clip, even though it's one clip, but I cut it in two, right? So nothing happened right now. What I want to do now is up to here, and then I want the clip to continue in normal speed. So razor cut again, and cut it again. And since I'm going to slow it down, I need to move this a little bit further. Sorry. Come back to the V, and move it a little bit. And this is the clip that I want to slow down. So how do you want to slow down? You're reducing the speed. So right-click on the clip, really easy, and then go to speed duration. And instead of 100%, so I'm going to enlarge that a bit, we're going to make it 40%. Of course, you need to have enough frames per second in the movie to slow down, otherwise it's going to jump. This is a 24, I think, frames per second without going too much into technicalities, which is 40% is good. So what happens now is, let's go back. So play, let's see what happens. And then he's jumping and slow down, right? And then of course we can, well, we can just bring this out a little bit. So after that slow-mo, it's back to same speed, right? So that's simple. Any questions about this? Really easy. Right-click, speed duration. Okay? Now I could also do something really even crazier, just to let you know it's there. When you do a slow-mo, you could also do reverse speed. So what happens now is he's actually going to jump back up to the to the rock. Doesn't make sense here, but you can do that. Everybody understood this? Any questions?
For the audio, there's two lines. Is it for the right and left?
Yes, yes. And the line in the middle, and I'll that's still going because the video is there. The line in the middle is the volume, and I'll show you how we control this volume a little bit. Yeah? Okay. Next. So some shortcuts that you like, plus, if I'm on top of the timeline, the plus key zooms in into the video timeline, minus zooms out, right? Okay, got that? Plus and minus, easy. And if your video is your timeline is too complex, the backslash brings it all in. Now here, the fit in. Now here, because we have a big video, so look at how the zoom went. Sorry, big audio. So let's just reduce the audio a little bit. Backslash, this is the fit. Okay, my timeline is fitting in my view. Now let's see what else we want to do. So we have my adventure, and we have some cuts, right? And then we have the beautiful jump of this guy, right? And then it's ending. Now what I want to do is I want to add one more layer and maybe my company logo on top of this. So let's go ahead and import that. So double click again in my, or you can drag and drop, by the way, no problem. So I have a logo here, the Adobe logo. It's a PNG. Everybody knows what PNG is. So it's transparent. And the beauty of Premiere Pro, it supports all the image formats from different products. So you can import Illustrator, Photoshop files, drag and drop them. So in this case, I'm going to drag and drop this on top of everything, right? There it is. And here is where I want to start working with the effects control. So I've selected the Adobe logo, and I'm going to move it to the left. It's not an animation, I'm just doing it. And of course, I want to scale it, that's too big. Okay, so this is the position. I think I like it here. And I want it to be on top of all my videos. So drag on top of all the clips. Really simple. So let's turn on a little bit the music. We can reduce the volume a bit. And then now, we have a logo and everything. Everybody got that? So the logo is another layer, and it's a white logo. Now let's make it a little bit more interesting. So the logo, and here I'll introduce to you a little bit the animation. Okay? So this logo starts, if we select it, and look again at the effects control. Right? You have position and scale. Okay? I'm going to take this logo outside the screen. Or I'm going to take it actually to the right of the screen. And then I'm going to click this little button that says record what I'm doing. Right? So it's recording it. Now I'm going to move in the timeline, maybe a few seconds, and then bring the logo here. So what do you think happened now? Now I have a fly-in logo from right to left. So let's do it. There you go. Now that's too slow, maybe, for my taste. So what happened when I did this? It created what we call in Premiere Pro keyframes. Have you heard of keyframes before? Have you worked with Flash before? Something like that. So you notice here next to, because I still have that video selected, what I have here are the keyframes that I created. If I turn this off, it's deleted. It tells me, are you sure you want to delete all those keyframes? No, cancel. All I need to do to make this faster is to bring those keyframes closer to each other, right? So I can go to the tilde key to bring this to the max, select this keyframe and bring it closer, maybe that much. Let's see how fast it is now. All right, I like that. Got it? I could even rotate it if I want to while it's going. Everybody got that? Yeah? Okay. So keyframes are very important in Premiere Pro. And if you notice this item, the animation that's created here, it's a lot of keyframes. So it's doing motion, it's doing opacity, because it starts from, if you notice here, this starts with an opacity of 10%. And then as it's growing up, the opacity is growing up as well. So you can create, if you notice all these keyframes here, you can create stunning effects with those keyframes. Got it? Okay, so now we have a decent video, well, not that much, but yeah. What I want to do here, let me continue this video a little bit more. And at the end of this frame, what I want to do is start a second kind of episode, maybe go to a different camera angle. And so what I want to do is I want at the end of this video to dip to black, right? Dip to black. So I'm going to go to, I select this video, going to go here. So this is effects control of the video in terms of the motion, opacity. What I want to do is I want to apply effects. So if you come to the source monitor, the project, you choose effects. And I have a lot of nice effects that you can use in Premiere. Now, I don't know the names. I might be lost. So what you can do is you can actually search, right? So let's look at dip. And I have dip to black. There you go. So you can actually put the effect name and it will look it up for you. I'm going to drag and drop that here. And I'm going to actually make that video a little bit bigger. OK, so, and you see that dip to black, right? And it's going. Why did I do that? Because I want to leave a little bit of black space here and go ahead and start maybe another. Maybe we go to the camera 2. I don't know what I have here. And then we're back in the water, or maybe we're outside the water having lunch. I don't know. But the idea is, or back in the water. So in, out, and then I'm taking and place it here. So if you notice, I left some black space on purpose. So what happens now, if I play this from here, let's mute it so that you don't hear the music. So he jumped, and then there's a black, and then the movie comes back in. All right, everybody got that? This is just an effect that I want to do. And at the end of this movie, what do you mean? Yeah, if you want. If you want, so here, okay, you could do that. Or you could do, yeah, let's do that. I like that. So let's go ahead and look at what other effects we have. If you remove the dip and look at video transition, so let me just increase this. So you have video transitions here. There's a lot. And let's do this. Let's do this cube spin. So you can experiment with those. And so what happens here is a little bit different. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So I have a dip to black, and then you have a kind of a spin, right? So you have a lot of different, you have iris, page peel. I like page peel. Let's do page peel. So if you notice, when I add a transition, it adds it on top of the video. And if I want to delete it, I just click on it and delete it. That's simple. And I can control it as well. So let's go ahead and put a page peel. And page peel is this effect, which is a little bit different. He's still going backwards, this guy. OK, and then this is a page peel, right? So we had a dip to black and a page peel. I don't like it, yeah. I hate it too. But it's there. You might like it as well. So all these effects are there. There's a lot of effects. Please experiment with them and have fun with them. They are under the effects panel. OK? All right. So, and then at the end of this, of course, we want to do again a dip to black. So let's go ahead and take the dip. Let's just put it here because I don't know where it is. Dip to black, because I'm starting to finish the movie, move the logo to here. And of course, I might add some credits at the end. The end, thank you for watching, whatever you want, right? And of course, what I want to do, and this is where I wanted to bring your attention. So the music song that I put is too long. So I'm going to crank it to here. Let's see. And then I want it to start. Let's unmute it. So what happens now, look. And it's still playing. So that's really bad. So what I want to do now is reduce the volume slowly as we go. So I'm going to come somewhere around here. And here I'm going to add keyframes again to the audio. But instead of going to the effects, I'll teach you a very nice way. First, this is the volume. You see that? I can put the volume up or down. Now, holding the Command key or control key on the PC, Command key on the Mac, you can click on the line. So let me just zoom in. Okay, you can click on the line anywhere you want with the Command key, and it adds a keyframe. Okay. Next, I'm going to click here, add another keyframe, and this is a volume keyframe, and drag it down. So now it's going to be, the volume is going to be going down slowly. So let's do that. Let's find out if it worked. Sorry. There you go. Close the music. Okay, maybe it's too fast. So what we will do is, all you need to do is move that a little bit here so it starts dimming earlier. Right? Okay, it's up to you. You'll probably want to start when the dip to black is happening. And it's as simple as that. Command click on the video volume and it's going down. Any questions about that? Now, of course, if you're doing that, yes? Anybody? So for example, one of the things that I like to show is, let's say that there is somebody telling this story, right? So let's go ahead and use this feature. Let's try to see if I have an interviewer. So double click on the project. I'm going to import. I think I have a interview, and this is a lot of fun. Let's see. So I have an interview with a guy, and this guy is telling the story of these guys going into the river, and it happens in news feeds and stuff like that, right? So double click this guy. Let's see what he's doing.
We're on the island.
Okay, so let's see from where it starts. Camera adjusting, and I think he starts talking.
What you are doing today here.
This.
Okay, go back a bit. Let's take it from here, and we're gonna put an in and probably out. And what I'm going to do is drag this guy with the video and sound on top of my video from here, right? So now, if you notice, let me just reduce this a bit. Okay, there he is. Oops. Okay, right? So here, now what happened is that video is taking all the screen. So
This.
he covered all the previous videos. So what I want to do in this, two things. I can make him appear and disappear anytime I want, right? Or I can put a picture-in-picture. Which one you prefer? Let's do picture-in-picture first, because that's the easiest. So I'm going to select this guy, and all I need to do to make him picture-in-picture is to go to the effects and scale him down, right? And put him maybe on the right, on the top and to the right, right? So it's like he's talking and the video is playing. Let's see what happens now.
This is incredibly fun.
All right, now two things are happening. He's talking and it's loud music. So while he's talking, I want to reduce the volume. So when he starts talking, this, just before, I'm going to command click, right? Command click, bring the music down. Command click, maybe when he starts talking again. All right, something like that, just to show you how it works. So
This is an incredibly fun.
he's still talking, so let's go a little bit to there. But you got the idea, right? Yes. I can bring the volume up and down as much as I want. Okay? But before I do that, I want to show you something that's really amazing. And I think you're going to enjoy it. So let's double click this guy again. I have a problem with this guy. Let me start a new sequence. So I'm going to drag him to a new sequence. Okay?
This is an incredibly
Who can
fun
tell me what's the
shoot,
problem?
'cause we're on the island.
The noise. So how do we fix this? Well, we're Adobe, so we have a lot of products, and one of them is Adobe Audition. So if I right-click on this clip, I can go ahead and say Edit Clip in Adobe Audition. Now, I'm not going to teach you Adobe Audition. It's a completely different beast. But for this, it's really simple, okay? All I need to do is it opens Audition automatically, and I'm going to try to find out where is that noise. And in my opinion, let me enlarge it. This is the noise when he's not talking, right? I know where it is. So I selected it, and I'll come to Effects, and I go to Noise Reduction, Capture Noise Print. So I'm telling Audition, this is my noise. So let's think of Audition as the Photoshop of audio. Really, that simple. Now, I'm going to select all the audio, and I'm going to go to Noise Reduction and say, Noise Reduction, process it. So I told him, where is the noise reduction? Okay, can you please go in the audio and remove all those noises for me? And it will tell me how much noise you want to remove. Because if I remove too much noise, maybe he'll sound like a robot, right? You want to keep it a little bit. So I can play.
This is an incredibly fun shoot.
This is
We're
before.
on the island of Kauai, first of all. But we're shooting all of the demo assets
I'm happy.
for Adobe.
Apply.
So that's
Now all I need to do, no export, import, anything. Just save, quit, go back to Premiere, and it's replaced automatically. Talking to each other's. All our applications talk to each other. So you could import a Photoshop file, modify the Photoshop, it's updated here. So look now,
this is an incredible.
right? It's all done inside Premiere Pro, inside After Effects. Audition. We still have, of course, After Effects. Yes. Yeah, you can undo. After? No. No, if you've already saved the software, no, but you could always keep the original clip, right? Just in case. And whenever you want to modify. So this is a destructive. It's actually changing the audio in the clip. No, I would, yeah. Yes, you will have the file saved, and you have the original that you could always go back to and do it again if you want. Yeah? Okay?
Yeah, because Adobe Premiere is copying the clips, is not editing, making.
Premiere is, yeah, it's just importing from.
The original files.
No, it's.
Copying the.
So Audition actually fixed the audio, and now this is a Audition clip, right? And the same goes with After Effects. So I don't know if I have enough memory to do that, but you can right-click on the clip and replace with After Effect composition as well. So let's say I want to add some rain or flames, and this is where the magic of a movie, special effects happen. I want to add some bombs and stuff like that. I can do it right here. Take to Premiere, After Effects, do the special effects, bring it back automatically. Okay, and that's the beauty of this. So let's go back to our original clip, because I kind of like it now, and I wanted to show you how we can have a different approach, which is not picture-in-picture. So I'm going to come back to this picture-in-picture or whatever, and I'm going to bring it back to the max and move it back. So actually the scaling is 100%, and then bring it down and up. Okay, so now it's 100% off. Now I'm going to keep, so the first thing I want to do is I want to unlink the audio, because if I cut, what I want to do is cut, delete his face, right, delete him, so that we can show the rafting, but I want him to keep talking, right? So the first thing I want to do is right-click on it and unlink the video. Now here you want to be careful, you don't want to move the audio, because then it will be unsynced, right? His lips will not match the text. So let's not do that. Now, he starts talking. Up to here, he starts talking. And I'm going to use the razor, cut, and maybe up to here, cut, bring back the selection tool, and remove that part. So it's really simple. So he's talking.
This is an incredibly fun
Still
shoot.
talking. He came back. Now let's just mute the music for now. Okay? So again, cut here, maybe cut here, and then remove this. So now we have him coming and going, talking,
This is an incredibly fun shoot. We're on
Talking.
the island of Kauai,
We're back,
first of all.
and so
But
on.
we're shooting all
You can bring him in in and out as much as you want, right? So it's a razor tool, cut, and remove that, and then it shows the video down. Everybody got that? Really easy. It's actually easier than the picture-in-picture. So again, think of Photoshop. These are all layers on top of each others, and you can do anything you want with them. The last thing I want to show you, not last thing, but in this clip, let's just remove that guy a little bit, up to here and up to here, right? So the next thing I want to look at is the color grading of this clip. So I kind of like the colors but I want to add, maybe I want to change the contrast, and you're all photographers, so you know what I'm talking about. You go back to your effects, and we look at some of the amazing things you can do with color. So if you just look at color, and you'll see that you have a lumetri color, you have contrast change, you have brightness and contrast. So all you need to do is drag and drop this, and it will come into your effects control. And let's say you want to add brightness, right, or reduce brightness. I want to add contrast, and so on. If you want to change the tint or the color balance, just drag and drop it again. And here you have a color balance. So let's look at the hue, make it a bit different. So all I need to do is play with my colors, just like you would do in Photoshop a little bit, right? And you can apply. Now the good thing is, if you have a lot of clips like that and they all have the same color and you want to apply to all these different clips what you've done. So let's say I'm going to do something really crazy. So I'm going to change the hue here to green, right? So that you know what I'm doing. Now notice that here, this clip is still the same. So if I want to apply it to this clip as well, I can copy and paste. One of the ways to do that. So you can come to the color balance that I did and just use copy, Command or Control C. So I copied the effect. If I want to turn it off, I can click on this little FX and it will turn it off. So let's do that. Click on it. It's back to as it was. Turn it back on. Come to this clip and paste. So now this clip is green, right? I can go on and paste. Or you could also create what we call in Photoshop adjustment layer and paste it on it. It's really simple. You come to the project and you can create here something called adjustment layer. It's just an empty layer that you put it on top of all the videos and paste the effect in it. So it applies to everything, right? Simple. You don't need to use it. Just copy paste for now. It's easier. All right, so what I want to do is I want to remove that effect. So if I want to remove it, just delete it. Click on it in the effects control and delete it. And the same here. So brightness also, I don't want it because my colors are amazing, right? And now I'm happy with this. And what I want to do at the end of that is, since I'm happy with it, what do I want to do with it? I want to export it, right? So how do I export that? What are the settings? There's a lot of things you can do. File, export media. That's how you do it. Or Command M, Control M on a PC. Let's do that. And you get this crazy dialogue for every new beginner of Premiere Pro might be scared from it. Don't. Just choose your format, or you can say match sequence settings, and it will do it for you. Right? Now, if you're a bit more advanced, I know what I want. I'm going to go for an H.264, and I'm going to go for, can you see those settings? Right? I'm going to choose a different name for that output name. So let's go ahead and save it in on the desktop. I think I created something for HEPA. Let's see. We call it HEPA here. And I'll put it here, right? Save. Now I can decide, okay, what format I want. So let's go for YouTube Full HD 1080. It will set up everything for me. It will tell me this is going to be around 34 megabytes. And I have two options. I can export it, or I can queue it. What does queue mean? Queue means that if I am busy and I have 5, 6 different videos I want to do, I don't want to wait for the export. When you queue it, it will launch Adobe Media Encoder that comes with Premiere Pro, and it will do it in the background for you. So you continue working. Okay? Let's export just to see what happens. Just to show you how fast also it is, of course. Of course, it's not a big video.
How do you synchronize your beats on your music?
Yeah, I'll show you. I will talk about that later. And I will actually show you something interesting with this. So let's go ahead and look at HEPA folder, and you'll see that I have this HEPA video that we just did, and it's
This is an
this guy
incredibly
talking
fun
and so on.
shoot.
We kept the thing muted, the music, just for now. So export, really simple. You can either choose to match the sequence that you created, or you can put your own. Maybe I want to export that in 1080 HD. I want to then export it again for maybe for Instagram or for Facebook, a little bit smaller, and so on. So you can have multiple different ways of doing that. You can also, you have all these presets in Premiere and in Media Encoder. Now, your question is, how do I cut on the beat? Usually, if we put back the music, and let's just remove this guy. I don't need him for this video. And remove his voice, right? And also, let's just remove all the different. Okay, let's just keep the music. Okay, so now what I do is, this is too long. Okay, hold on. So you notice the drum beat. What I do usually is I come to the, you can see them. You see the spike in the audio wave. You see that? Boom, when you come to it. So if I want to be really nice here, I should move this cut to here, right? So my cut is at the drum beat. So you see? It's really manual. There's nothing automatic. So here, also, when I start, you see the beat? You see that? That's the drum beat as well. So usually, if you want to do a good job, and you have good music, you need to match a little bit. That's something creative, nothing to do with Premiere Pro. Okay, so let me show you a couple of other things before the time goes out, if you don't have any questions.
Is there any other efficient way to handle this beat?
Yeah.
Of course, we have to do it manually.
There's a lot.
But is there any tips and tricks or anything like that where we can?
Let me show you something that I sometimes do. So I'm going to import some pictures, since you're all photographers, right? So let's go ahead and create a new folder here. Let's call it pics, right? And I'm going to import. Sorry, I missed that. Where is it? Pics, right? I'm going to double click, and I have some nice pictures. Well, I don't know if they're nice, but I think they're okay. Let me see if I still have them. There it is. Let me just import all of those. And please don't mind the quality, right? Okay, so what I want to do now, I'm going to create a new sequence. So let me just go ahead and drag and drop this here. So I have a new sequence. Just remove them all. And I'm going to, just to create the music, I'm going to bring in the same audio file. Where did I put it? Here on, I think it was in one of the, let me check. Here, there it is, okay? So I'm going to import it to my timeline. Okay, now, what I'm going to do, this is something that I usually do. Let's say here there's an introduction. Okay, now this is where I want to start. There's in Premiere Pro something called marker, so I can press the M. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start dancing, right? So. Putting markers. Okay, enough. I think the first one I missed it, so let me just delete it. Okay, so let me check my markers. Yeah. So this one I don't want it. I can right click on it and delete it, clear selected marker. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to come back to my images, and if I still remember how to do that, I select them all, and here there's a little click that says automate to sequence. Now this is a little bit advanced, but since you asked, you're the troublemaker. So I'm going to say selection order, automate to sequence, and then I'm going to say on the markers, at unnumbered markers. Okay? So it's going to import those images and do the cuts on the markers that I've done. So let's try it. There you go. You see, every marker is on the. So if you run that, forget the scale, you're going to see a picture moving, changing from one picture to the other on the beat. If I did it right, obviously. Okay? So it automated the import to the beats that I have told. So if it wasn't beat, it could be something else. I put any markers I want, and it automated it there. This is another way of doing that. One more thing I want to show you about images, which is something that is really, really nice. And I want to thank my friend for giving me those images. So I'm going to create another folder. And in this folder, and when you create a different folder, where is it? I lost it. Okay, let's do another folder. I call it time lapse. Why do I call it like that? Okay. Now, double click on this image. Now I will show you what I did first. So I came to, let's go ahead and do this one. So look at this. These are, this is not sorted. Let me sort them by name. Okay. Actually like that. So we put a camera. There's my friend drawing. And we're taking every second or two a shot, right? And I want to make those into a time lapse. So the way to do that in Premiere is so simple. Obviously, you clean up those images. I take them to Adobe Lightroom, make sure the white is white, the black is black. I remove the images that I don't like, and then I export them and name them 1 to 1,000, whatever, depending on how many images you have. But they have to be in sequence. And then you see this little options here. If you click it, you get this little extra. It says image sequence. If I click on it, what it's going to do, it's going to import them as one video clip. Okay? Let's go back. So now, let's bring that into a new sequence and play. That's simple. Of course, because now it's in Premiere Pro and it's a video sequence, what I can do is I can slow it down. So I can right-click on it, speed duration, make it about 50%, just to make it a bit longer. And of course, I can put a nice music. And I did that in 5 seconds. Now, of course, I have the images. So the preparation was doing this in Lightroom, bringing all those photos, 100 or 200 photos that we took of this guy doing something, and putting them together. Now, because it's in Premiere Pro, I can put titles, I can do some animation, I can maybe let the car fly out at the end and stuff like that. So this is something I like you guys to see. It's very simple. If I also do this again, and I have another drawing, I think. Let me see if I have something here, just to make sure. No, that's the same. I think I had something interesting here. No. Okay, forget it. Yeah? Any questions about that? So remember, to find that image sequence, you need to click on that option to bring it up. Otherwise, it's hidden. I don't know why they hide it. I like it. But maybe if you click it by mistake, then your import won't work. And also remember two things with Premiere. When you import anything, so here, all the clips that I imported from this camera, they're actually not imported inside Premiere. It's like if you've used Lightroom, these are still links to the actual clips on my hard drive. So these could be, for example, on an external drive, and I'm working, and if you disconnect the external drive, Premiere Pro is going to ask you, where are those images? Okay? You could always work on proxy images, so lower resolution, and then you can connect the originals, and it would be faster for you if your hard drive, if your computer is a bit slow. But remember, this is a link, so if you lose this file, you need to find it again if it's used inside the project. Any other do you have any questions about this? So it's a link. Don't lose your files, because you're going to lose the project. You're going to have a message that come up and says media not found, okay? And you're going to have to re-find it. Okay, so let me continue a little bit and see if we can do something more interesting now, because we have another 5 minutes, right? Just one more thing I want to show you. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. So,
Question. Is there any chance to resize it? Because sometimes we need to upload this to like Instagram. So your size is wide. So is there
Yeah, but of course you, so, okay, so yes, of course, I mean, when you export, you can always change the sequence settings and it's for different. So for example, this is a, the sizes are here and you can scale them. But of course, if you have items that are outside when you scale it to Instagram, then you're going to lose. However, with this new version that we have something called, and it's crazy, it's automatic reframing using artificial intelligence. I don't want to cover it here because it's a little bit more complicated. I mean, I don't have sample files, but what it will do is if you have an object, let's say somebody's skiing, and then you want to reframe it, so it's automatic reframing because you want to put it on Instagram, and sometimes the object is outside the frame, it will automatically adjust it for you so it's always inside the frame. And it's already available in this version of Premiere. So yes, you can resize, obviously, any format you want, but make sure that you don't lose video footage outside the borders. Okay? And the resizing is here. Okay, and then let me just finalize this with, what was I doing? Yeah. Last but not least is, remember that we are all connected as, if you're using Premiere Pro, you're using probably Creative Cloud, and Creative Cloud allows you to export your images and share your videos and share them with others using Creative Cloud sharing. So you have storage on Creative Cloud. Have you seen this new interface? Yeah, so you could invite other people to see this video and they can see it online and they can comment and stuff like that. And you have mobile apps as well that we've introduced. One of the new things that I really recommend you to look at is the new Adobe Aero, which is for augmented reality. Have you downloaded it on your mobile phone? Okay, so please do. It's amazing. I don't have a connector to show it to you. What is the name of it? Aero. A-E-R-O. As in augmented reality. So it allows you, and there it is, by the way. It's a mobile app and allows you to add realistic elements as augmented reality inside your videos. It's amazing, by the way. So a new era of mobile apps. Add them. Yeah, I mean, this is it for me, unless you have questions. I don't want to make too complicated. Yes? You can crop? You can crop. Yeah, but of course you can scale. So if I select this and go to the effects, I can scale it down, and then I can crop my video. I can make it smaller. Is that your question? So of course you could always crop by going to the effects and look at the crop, not crop, but basically what you want to do, if maybe is mask, right? So you can have a or let's say clip, right? Or let's say crop. So you could always apply a crop and then you can create any crop you want, and you can invert this crop, right? And then maybe you would do a, let me see if I know what you're trying to do. No. I know what you're trying to say. So you could, why it's not working? Okay, without the clip. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, you want to do this, for example, right? Oops, too much. You're trying to crop the image. Yeah, you could do that. Then the other car is not showing at the moment. If you want, if we have some time, do we still have time? Okay, I want to show you one more thing, which is how to do green screen. A lot of people ask me this. You're interested in that? Okay, so let's go ahead and import. I think I have something here from a friend of mine as well who gave it to me. So thank you very much. And let's see if I can use that. So this is a movie. This is somebody speaking in front of a green screen. So let's open that and drag into a new yeah. So we're going to start from here. Enough. Okay, so first of all, my apologies because the green screen is not well done. But we can still do it. So how to do that is we're going to come to the effects and use something called a chroma effect or chroma key. Or you just put key and it'll find it. Okay? Ultra key in this case. So drag the effect into the video. And then open the effects controls like we did before to check the controls. Now we're going to sample, like in Photoshop, we're going to tell Premiere Pro what to remove. Okay? So it's removing, and we're going to make it a little bit stronger, so aggressive. Don't worry about this now because I don't care. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a video, sorry. So let's go ahead and bring a video and put it. So maybe she's talking so let's just first of all move her to the top, right? And then bring in a video at the bottom. Okay, that's enough for now. And then we're going to just go ahead and make it, sorry, there you go. We're sampling the wrong color. And of course, I can crop here the effect itself, but I'm just going to go for a stronger, cleaner matte, maybe increase it. So basically what you're doing is increasing the highlight and the shadows just to try to remove as much, because that green screen is really bad. Yeah, I think this is enough. So now, and this is the tolerance to the maximum. So as much as I could. In this case, it might not be perfect, but let me bring in a different video here so that we have a different. Okay, so now we have her on top, and we've removed the green, and it seems like she's talking to us. Of course, you can, the Ultra key, you have a lot of settings in it that you can play with to remove some of the green that is still showing, but that's how you do green screen in Premiere. It's really simple. Drag and drop the effect to the video, and come to the green screen, and you see it before and you see it after.
What's the name of the effect? Chroma?
There you go. I removed all the green here. The transparency, I made it higher. It's called, let me just zoom in. It's called Ultra Key. Let's do that again. And she's now in front of us when we were doing the rafting. Okay? Questions? Nothing.
Basically, how to make the film cinematic? The movie, this part of cinematic.
I don't know what you mean by this.
Means the same clips which we are seeing in the movies.
That's how you shoot them, right? But of course, it's how you add the colors and the cameras, of course.
Does the Adobe have this capability of mixing and matching the sound tracks, or shortening the duration of the sound track to match the video length?
Yes, it has that capabilities, but I don't know how to do it. But it's there.
You said about the markers, right? Or the
Yeah, M, the M key. Do you mind if I take a photo? Yeah.
you showed us with an image as an example.
Yes.
Your example was an image.
Yeah.
You can do the same with the video files as well, right?
Yes, if you have the clips. You want to import the clips on the time mat. But then if you want to do manual cut, you follow the markers. And then the markers can be used for many things, like chaptering. If you want to export to YouTube, you can use the markers as chapter markers. So you can have different chapters when you export, right? You can jump to different chapters and stuff like that. Yeah.
Chapter markers.
You can use them for chapters, like chapter 1, chapter 2, and you can jump to these chapters.
Instead of green, can I use other color?
Instead of? The, yes, you can. So when you sample, so the question is, instead of green, can I use other color? She could have had a white background, and I can sample the white background, but the problem is white is everywhere. So she's going to have some problems in her clothes and in her eyes and her teeth, and I'm going to have more work to create clipping of those, right? Masks. So green and blue are most widely used for this. Sorry, you want?
There is a way to matching the color of the setting, different setting of clips, like indoor or also outdoor.
Automatic matching, you mean?
Anyway, automatic, if there is no automatic, we should make it manual.
Yeah, you could, because you can put your color correction effects and do any match that any color correction that you want. So yeah. There's also some presets that Premiere Pro ships with. Let me see if I can find them for you. And these are Lumetri colors that come with the software. For example, let me see here. So you have presets like monochrome, film stocks, cinematic. You asked me about that. So you have these presets that have these saved in, which is Lumetri. We call them Lumetri presets. And if you experiment with those, you will see some really nice results on for example, if you want faded film, or if you want a 100% faded film, 50% faded film, Eterna, Fuji, Nikon, everything. We have a lot of presets that are available. So experiment with those when you go back home. Any other question? Yeah? Okay, so the last thing I want to ask you is, of course, if you haven't used Premiere Pro before, now is the time for you to switch. It's really easy to use. What I showed you is maybe 10% or 5% of what you can do, but you can do it very quickly and very easily, as you noticed. And then, of course, if you want to take it to the next level, you can. And I will show you one thing, which, let me see if I have it here very quickly. So one of the things I was playing around with, this is the trailer of Terminator, the new movie, that was all edited on Premiere Pro.
Talk fast.
Of course, the sound effects are not there yet. But you can see the cuts here. They're all here, the dip to black.
My name is Sarah Connor.
Have you seen this movie? It's
August
not out
29, 1997.
yet. Okay. You see the dip to black
Was
and the
supposed to
black
be Judgment
space that they
Day.
did. We showed it a bit.
But I changed the future.
That's an example, all right? So we have it. You can actually download those. They're available online, and you can play around with them. Yeah? And thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have 15 minutes break. Please come back at 7:05.
ladies and gentlemen, they say good things always take time, right? So therefore, I'm trying to make the most out of this setup so I can show you the most. The idea of today is, by the time you leave here today, you'll know how to use a Nikon Z6 for cinema purposes, shoot videos with it. You'll know how to capture audio with it. You will learn some basics lighting. I will show you some advanced lighting techniques as well. And finally, everyone knows how to use a tripod, but I'm going to show you how to properly use a gimbal. How does that sound to you guys? Yeah? Okay, so if you just don't mind, wait with me. I just came from an 18-hour flight and I'm directly here, smiling and looking at you guys. You make me smile. Thank you so much.
Soldier, keep on.
Light or LED? Lydia? Yes. LED or HMI? Bulb? LED. That's pretty powerful. Nice. Okay, we can turn it off for now. Both of them, just turn it off. Yeah. Okay guys, thank you so much for being here on tonight. My name is Sharma and today I'm going to teach you how to bake cakes. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to have humor, right? No, I'm going to teach you how to make the most out of cinematography using simple cameras, DSLR cameras. Nowadays you have to do so many things yourself. Timestamp is getting smaller, places getting tighter, budgets are getting tighter, right? A lot of people try to do things themselves and sometimes you have to. So what my purpose for today is to show you how a Nikon Z6 can end up like this. Okay? I'll show you exactly what's on it, how you can set it up, and the reason I've done this. Now, before I go ahead, so you can put a little % of trust in me, I'm going to show you my showreel so you can understand what I've done in the past, the techniques I've used, and hopefully this can give you a little bit more encouragement to put a little bit more smile after 18-hour flight of mine.
Keep on marching on.
Can we get a volume a little bit higher, please?
Head down till the work is done. Waiting on that morning sun.
Thank you.
Soldier, keep on marching on. Head in the dust, feet in the fire. Labor on that midnight wire. Listening for that angel choir. You got nowhere to run. You wanna take a drink of that promised land. Gotta wipe the dirt off of your hands. Careful son, you got dreamers plans, but it gets hard to stand. Soldier, keep on marching on. Head down till the work is done. Waiting on that morning sun. Soldier, keep on marching on. Quiet now, you're gonna wake the beast. Hide your soul out of his reach.
I'll actually end it there, otherwise all you guys will be seeing is a showreel. So, I come from entrepreneur background. I started my first business when I was in high school. I used to design websites. I never thought I could do videos. I never thought I could purchase a camera. It was too expensive, right? Cameras were so expensive, you'd have to work a long time to be able to afford anything. When the Holy Trinity lens came out, 7200s, when Nikon released the D100 series cameras, I just looked at the price and I said, I can't do it. But one day what happened is, as I started doing marketing for companies, I realized the potential for video. I realized how important video is to communicate with your audience, not just for marketing, for filmmaking, to tell your story. So what I decided to do, and this is honest truth, I made a short film with whatever gear I had, and I submitted to a film festival, and that's how I started. Everyone in life needs to be appreciated, right? If someone appreciates your work, you'll go further. So in now modern days, everyone's competing with each other. This is how human mentality works, because of course, you need to get work, other people need to get work, and honestly speaking, there's a lot of work out there. To get appreciated, the easiest situation and solution I've found is make something and put it online. YouTube is the biggest platform nowadays. Vimeo is out there, Facebook is there. So many ways of sharing your work. So what we're going to do today is talk less about me and talk more about how you guys can gain something today. I'm going to introduce you to Nikon Z6, which a lot of you might know, but some things you might miss out. I'm going to talk to you about composition and movement. You probably realized from the show reel that there were different compositions, different framing. What are each framing called? The reason I do that, the lighting techniques, hard light, soft light, how to make the most out of it. Audio with Nikon Z6. As you might realize, there's a reason I chose that music. Soldier keeps on walking home, right? We filmmakers, we sacrifice a lot to be able to do what we do, right? A lot. We leave our day job to be able to get into this industry, and it's tough. And that's the reason I chose the music. And audio is such a key important element for filmmaking, because without audio, you can't really make a picture beautiful. Yes, picture has 1,000 words, but if you combine picture and audio, you have a final product, okay? I'm going to show you 3 ways of doing audio with Nikon Z6. We're going to shape light. That's why you can see these lights. I'm going to show you how to utilize simple techniques to get footages effective and clean. We're going to talk about the art of movement. Yes, as you can see, during the 18-hour flight, I did tap audio with Nikon Z6 twice, and that's what happens when you don't sleep. Glad you guys slept. And the art of movement. I'm going to talk to you about gimbals. How to utilize a Nikon Z setup on something like this and not needing a monitor. You can use your mobile phone as a monitor. Can you believe that? No? Okay, I'll show you that. That's okay. And how many of you know this camera? Z50? Yeah? Z50 guys, come on. Okay, yes, this is the Nikon Z50. And finally, we're going to talk about setting up a shot. So I'm going to introduce later on to a violinist who's going to come over here and play. And out of this blend area, I'm going to show how I'm going to create something out of it. Okay? So I'm going to be skipping a lot onto this slide to get to the practical as well, but I will cover things that mean most to you. Okay? Great. Let's move on. Now, you have to help me out here because I like speaking, but I like to know who you guys are, right? So any of you use Nikon Z6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 people? Okay. If anyone doesn't use Nikon Z6, can you just yell out no? It's okay. It's just me. I'm from Australia. We all yell at each other. Come on, guys. Do you use Nikon Z6? No. Okay. By end of today, you will be. Okay? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you the advantage of Nikon Z6, and you will know. I'll tell you number 1 advantage. What is slow-mo to everyone? It's capturing emotion, right? It's slowing things down that you can't see. This is, funnily, the only camera in the market which is full frame. I use cinema cameras as well, $120,000 cameras. This is a camera that will do 120 frames a second on no crop. There's no other camera that does it, okay? And especially when you're doing things yourself, you do need slow-mo. You do need to be able to tell emotions differently. And slow-mo is such a thing where lighting is also playing a big part. So, Here's a couple of advantages on what I believe why Nikon Z6 is a camera you guys are going to use after this seminar, okay? Sensor stability, quick menu via EVA, okay? When you are holding your camera in hand, taking a handheld video or utilizing it, every single time for photography, right, you look in your EVA, electronic viewfinder, right? And then after that, you're going to look at your screen again, just check your settings. No anymore. You press your I button on the camera, and your entire menu comes in front of your eye, right? How coincidence, right? I button and I, right? Nikon's really thought about everything. 10-bit ProRes filming using Nikon log. So by shooting log, you capture more detail. By having more detail, you have more post-production options, right? Normally, cameras internally cannot do 10-bit, is because cooling requirements, the size of it, sensor, there's many reasons. So by partnering up with a Atmos recorder, you're able to record 10-bit and log. As I told you, my favorite one, 1080p at 120 frames a second with no crop, 12 stops of dynamic range. I'm going to talk to you about this later on. It's weather sealed. Now, this is my second time in Dubai. The first time I got here was 3 months ago. Can you tell me how the weather was 3 months ago? I wouldn't be wearing this. Okay. I went to sand dunes. Nikon helped me get there. I got to sand dunes and I planned the entire shoot. But it all failed. I was eating sand. There was a sandstorm. A mini one, not a huge one. And this entire camera was covered in dust. So I asked Nikon, can you replace my one? Because I can't buy another one. They said, no, right, it's weather sealed and you just have to dust it off. And that's exactly what I've done. These are both my cameras and it still works, okay? Autofocus, manual focus, and peaking. Peaking is very important because when you're using manual focusing, which you are required to do it many times, autofocus is using camera's technology and internal on how it does it. But it will come to scenarios where you as a person, as a filmmaker, as an artist want to have control. To have control, you got to learn how to do it, okay? Manual focusing is very important. You can take away a technology away from anyone, but you can't take away a skill out of someone, okay? Manual focus is something you guys have to learn, and it's very easy to do. Touch to focus. How many of you shoot weddings here? Anyone? I used to do it, and then my wife told me if I keep on shooting and don't spend time with her on the weekend, it will be a problem. So I had to slow down. Touch focus is very important because you come to scenarios where you need to quickly capture a moment, even if it's your kid, okay, smiling. By the time you get your focus right, it's too late. To be able to touch on the screen and record it is very quick, okay? I'll show you how to quickly do that as well. Now, I shouldn't have put the slide up. Does anyone know how sensor stabilization works? Please tell me after looking at this screen. Okay, so sensor stabilizing, the way it works is there's a mechanical sensor in there where it moves when your camera moves, okay? You'll be able to hold the camera and slowly move it. It won't be shaky. It won't be a handheld view, okay? It's going to have a stabilization on it. As I mentioned, this is how it looks like. As soon as you press the I button, your eyes are going to see this, okay? You can customize these settings as well. We're not going to go through the detailed of cameras today. I'm going to go through different elements in regards to audio, lighting, camera, and also movement. So we have a few things to cover. But just to give you an example of what it looks like, this is what the camera is capable of doing. You can set up whatever you like. Even if you want to have a peaking on and off, you want to have a crop mode, okay? That's a function I'm going to talk to you about later on, which I really love. You can do those things. As I mentioned to you, recording in 10-bit is important on the stages where you require those details. I don't record 10-bit all the time. I do it when I need it, okay? When you're outside in a very cloudy day and you've got no lighting, right? You see some skies at the back. But when you try to expose to the person who you're trying to shoot, what happens to the background? It's blown off, right? On 8-bit detail, on 8-bit recording, it doesn't capture that much detail to be able to recover those. By shooting ProRes HQ onto the recorder, or possibly RAW later on, as we all know, you'll be able to recover those data. You can shoot a person, film a person in a bird attempt, and then go into post-production and decrease the highlights, and you will see those clouds. I've done it, And I'm going to show you how it's done as well, okay? Wow, I'm already promising a lot of things. Hopefully I can do it. This is one of the snippets of my last trip in Dubai at 42 degrees. Okay, so this was shot in slow-mo, and I'm going to show you and tell you why that was important to me. My entire shoot got devastated. I had a model there, I had plans there. My entire story was a girl arriving to a location where there's horses, a trainer spinning around the horses. She goes, stands there with a beautiful red flying dress and chooses a horse. Then she takes the horses onto an adventure, goes to the sand dunes, and then out of nowhere there's a magic carpet. She's not flying, but sitting and drinking tea and the horses beside. But what did I get? None of that. 12 stops or dynamic range is important. I shot this in Guilin, China. This is the first time I ever hold this camera outside my comfort zone. Comfort zone is easy, you can capture anything, right? And to be able to get that, a cinema camera normally has 14.5 stops of dynamic range. A cinema camera which is the size of what? It's not hybrid, it can't do photos, it can only do video. This is a hybrid camera that can do photos and videos for you both, which we require nowadays because we want to be able to capture the most information in the quickest amount of time, can do 12 stops of dynamic range. We've already talked about weather seal. Now, autofocusing. I'm not going to ask what camera brands you're using right now, but can you just put your hands up if you use autofocus? Okay, half. Why do you use autofocus, sir?
For still shooting, it's easier than manual focusing.
Yep. Okay. So you come from the photography environment.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And that's why it is important to carry on with autofocus, especially when you're transitioning the video. Because when you first time try to bake a cake, that's why I said cake, right? When you first time try to bake a cake, you're going to burn it, right? First time. Same as for a photographer trying to getting into video, you're going to burn yourself when those things that you use for photography is not also in video. It doesn't mean you use or don't use manual focus or autofocus, but it's there to guide you and help you, okay? Especially in transitions such as this. We're going to skip all of this and I'm going to get to the fun part. Okay, this wasn't the fun part for me, but it will be a fun part for you to watch. So this video I shot in, there's no one here to help me. Saji, how long did it take us to shoot this video? This gentleman was driving me around there. These guys are going to get me out of stage very soon. We were there 2 p.m. I left there 6 p.m. We started shoot at 5 p.m. and stopped shooting at 5:30 p.m. So half an hour. The reason slow-mo was important for me because I had to scrap the entire concept, right? So if you're at an opportunity, if you're at a place where you need to shoot and you know you can't get back there again, I didn't know I was going to speak to you guys today, okay? I expected this to be my final destination, my final journey to this location. I didn't know if I had a chance to go there. So I made the most out of whatever I had in hand. What did I do? I took advantage of the sand, the wind, it flying. And what did I do? I slowed it down. Okay? The plan I had didn't work, so I slowed it down. So I'm going to quickly show you what I got, and we'll move on. So that's what I got in 30 minutes, okay? Can you see how important music is to be able to support your video, right? In this, I have used one light, which is one of these ones, and the only reason I use this light is because this is waterproof. So after the sand went onto it, I washed it, okay? On the wider shots, I couldn't use light. I couldn't even use the reflector, so that's why I had to capture natural shots. At the end, you saw that I was able to obtain those highlights because that part I shot in 10-bit. Remember, at the end, the skies came out. You could see it. That's because I shot in 10-bit log. That's what the difference is. How many cameras? Just this one. It wasn't set up like this. It was 10% gimbal when the lady was walking up the hill, and the rest was handheld. I didn't have a choice. I was just covered in sand and holding like this and shooting, that's all. So just one camera, or one more trick, one lens. One camera, one lens, and that's what we achieved. So I'm going to show you how to use one lens but get 2 shots, okay? By standing at the same place, you can do that, okay? So if anyone ever tells anyone again saying that I can't shoot anything because I don't have the budget to buy a new lens, please look at it over the mirror again and remember me that I'm going to tell you how to use the same lens for 2 shots. Cool? Brilliant. Look, I learn till this day. I learned while I was coming in this plane. I learned from a baby, okay, how innocent they are, okay? I learned things every day, and so do you guys. So you have to be honest with me. Do you understand these? If you don't, just say no. No? Not all of it? Okay. White balance. I'll go through it very quickly, okay? White balance. The first thing I adjust on a camera when arriving to a set is white balance. Doesn't mean 5600 for this is not right or 32 is not right. At this moment, these lights are tungsten. This is 3200 Kelvin, okay? K, whenever you see a number and K beside it, it means Kelvin. Photography already knows it, okay? So this is 3200 Kelvin. But at the same time, if I come to this room, and if I'm standing here as a top light, and if I wanted this to be a horror film, I will change it to 3200 to make this cooler, okay? So the white balance determines what tone your picture is capturing, okay? On this camera, you can also adjust the tint of it. So you could go to a 3200 white balance, and this light, instead of becoming yellow, will become white, but you can change to greenish tone, pinkish tone, whatever you like. You can do that, okay? So that's white balance. Secondly is ISO. This is not in order, and I've done that on purpose to confuse you guys, so I can look at you guys and just explain a bit better. The first thing I'm going to adjust is frames per second. When you arrive to a set, when you know your story, what are you filming, how many frames per second are you filming? Frames per second means, in camera, you'll hear things like 24 frames a second, 25 frames a second, 30 frames a second, 50 frames a second, 60 frames a second, 100 frames a second, and 120 frames a second. These are normally the things you will hear. What they mean is how many picture shots is captured in 1 second to create that 1 second video. So by saying 24 frames a second, you're capturing 24 images in 1 second, and you repeat that X amount of times, that's your footage being created, video. So video is pretty much variation, a lot of shots of images. So you know when you see that book, and when you open the book and flip it like this, you see things moving inside it? That is a theory of creating video, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is choose your frames per second. So if my frames per second is 25, different countries work on different frame rates, okay? America normally does 24 frames per second, and so does in cinema, because they want to have the aesthetics, the feel of the motion. Australia does 25 in TV, so we end up following 25. When you're normally shooting 30 frames a second, which American TV does, then you'll be shooting 60 frames a second for slow-mo, so it matches. When you're shooting 24, 25 frames a second, and you want to do slow-mo, you're going to go to 50 frames a second. Does that make sense? Great. Same for 100, so on, okay? After you choose your frames per second, let's just say you're Australian like me. No one? Okay. 25 frames a second, your shutter has to be double. Rule of third, okay? First rule, if you are shooting on 25 frames a second, your shutter has to be double. If you're shooting on 100 frames a second for slow-mo, your shutter has to be double on 200. Now that's a great way also to shoot if you don't have an ND filter on your lens and when you're outside. Right, sir? Okay? Now do you guys know how to use frames per second, shutter, and white balance? And finally, once we have all of those adjusted, we're going to go to ISO. After I have my frames per second set on my camera, after I have my shutter set up, After I've determined my light, now I'm going to set up my ISO on how much light is coming in my camera. Okay? Before that, a lot of people looking at my face and saying, what about the f, 1.8, 2.8? Okay? Yes, that is another way of determining how much light you have on your image, but that also determines how much of the area is in focus. Okay? The lower the number, the less focus you have. The more the number, the more subject you have in focus. Okay? I like fast lenses, and that's why I'm going to show you guys the Nikon's 0.95 lens today. Yeah? Great. That's one reason all of you guys are going to stay. Right? Awesome. So now you understand the f-stop as well. If someone tells you a lens is T2.5, don't get worried. Whenever you find a cinema lens, which has a cinema ring, it's going to have a T assigned to it, not F. All it is down converting it. From my understanding, what I remember, a T 2.8 is approximately 1.8 or T2, f2. So an f2 lens in normal photography lens is cinema approximately 2.8. Okay, so that's the conversion. You have online calculators to check that as well. You can do that. Finally, picture profile. I use flat on this camera when I'm shooting internal. And when I'm shooting external, I use log, or sometimes I don't even use log because I don't want to be able to edit on my laptop, or I want to be able to fast process something. Of course, when you're shooting ProRes HQ on a recorder and have 10-bit log, it's going to capture a lot of data, which also means you need the power to run that. You need the power to edit that. And sometimes when you're editing in a plane or in a car or a coffee shop, and if you don't have a powerful laptop, you can't. Just like shooting RAW and photos or higher megapixel cameras. Okay? Okay, this was my favorite one. Jed, can you please turn this light on? Okay, can you by any chance bring it in front of me, please, just over here? Okay, guys, the first thing you got to remember when you have any light is being able to shape it, okay? Just like a sunlight is very bright. We wear sunglasses to shape our eyes light, okay? How much it comes into our face. Yes, very bright. Can you dim it as well? No, not too much, less. Less is more. Less, 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 less. Thank you. And can you push it towards the audience? Towards our artists, our filmmakers. Yes, please. I'm currently using the 24-70, the kit lens, f4. Yep. Yep. So normally I have the 24-70 2.8. This is the f4 here. That's what I have at this stage because it was lighter for me to bring it. I have the 35mm, which I love. And then I also use the 50mm, which is the f mount. I use a converter for it. And it works perfectly fine. 35. 14 to 30, I've used that and it's beautiful on gimbals. I love that lens. It's really, really nice. If anyone remember me, I think you do, at the expo, exposure? Yes, I was there at exposure. I used that lens and I walked around the area. It looked really nice. That lens is really, really nice. Okay, can you brighten it up just a little bit, please? That's all good. Okay. Yes, it's a good morning, okay? Okay, let's switch it over. Now this is a very bad framing, okay? The artist and the model in front of me is very, very nice, but the framing is not good, okay? But my purpose is not that. I just want to show you something. Wow, this screen is a little not bright. I am on 24mm right now. I'm simply going to go and change this. That's how I got the shot. Okay? Now, if you have a look at this camera, which is in my hand right now, I'm going to turn it on. Okay. This camera is FX. It's full frame. This is crop mode, which is this camera, Z50. That is the only difference between the Z6, Z7 and this, apart from the megapixels, apart from all of those nitty-gritty. But in regards to video, that's the main difference, the size between the cameras. Okay, so that's a Z50, and this is what the Z6 can do. So the advantage of Z6 for video is quite a lot. So that's exactly what I've done. During that shot where I was at the sand dunes, if I open my lens, my sensor is going to get damaged with sand. So what I've done is I went to crop mode on a 35mm, which converted to about 40, 45mm or so, 50, you can say, if I have the right conversion. I need to sleep and get back to you with the right conversion, okay? I'm still hanging there. So that's what it does, as you can see. How did I toggle? Okay, there's two options of toggling. Number one, hey Jed, can you shoot this please? Thank you, sir. Everything's prepared. Okay, awesome. Focus in there. Can you? Yep, thank you. Yeah, that will do. Okay. Press the I button. Go out a bit more. Hold it there. No, hold it there. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. All good. Yeah, that will do. Okay. When you click on I button, you will see this. It says choose image area. You click on that, and you can toggle. Now, the other thing you can do, the Z6 cameras in the front have two buttons. They're function 1, function 2. You can assign that to that. So what I was doing is holding this button and switching it to different modes. So while I'm filming, I don't want to look at my screen. I don't have time for that. The sand's going away, right? And yes, it is bright, so I'm going to just switch it this way because I really need you here. So that's what I've done. I program my custom button to be able to switch it so I don't look at my screen. Okay? Through the Nikon Z6 settings, you can go to the menu. The advantage is for photographers, you can set up your custom differently when you go to photography mode. When you switch it to videography, for video mode, you can set your custom menus as separate. Okay, this is fantastic because I don't want to crop mode of my photos. I want to have the most resolution because I want to be able to edit in post. But I do want to be able to change a picture profile, okay, in photography, and so on. So does that answer your question, sir, in regards to how to switch? While recording? You know what? I'll be honest, I don't know the answer to the question, and I'll answer it to you right now by doing it live. Camera's recording. Can you show this? You can see record. It's recording. I'm going to go to I. No, you can't. The reason you can't do that, and the reason I was honest with you, is because that's how it should be. Okay? I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to show you a solution. Okay? That's my purpose. So the reason you can't switch while it's recording is because you're telling the computer inside this to be able to change the recording size. So if you do that while it's switching, it actually needs some kind of mechanism inside it to say split the footage, which doesn't exist at this stage. So that's why you need to be able to record, stop recording to be able to do that. Now, if you want to do the switching yourself, you can do it. Record in 4K, crop it in post. Okay? Yes. I mean, as we all know, nowadays TVs don't even have full 4K. They're UHD. And we are here crying for 8K cameras. How are we going to edit it? Where are we going to show it? The reason Hollywood, Bollywood, Tollywood, whoever uses it, even I use it, 4Ks, 6Ks, 8Ks, is the ability to edit footages in post. Okay? And also, you'll notice this in post. If you have a 4K image, you compress it down to 1080, you'll be sharper. Okay? Let's get back. That is the image sensor. Custom buttons. Just quickly go in front of the camera. I just want to show this. Whoa. Now just remember, I'm going to tell you this now. While I'm doing this practical, I'm going to take two people from this crowd. So whoever talks less, I'm going to take them. Whoever cooperates more with me, I won't take them. Okay? So you guys start interacting. Got it? Can you see it? Hold on. Let me. Some people call this rubber, but I call it a matte box. Okay, this is a matte box to mount filters on. Got it? Okay, can you see the function 1, function 2? That is where you're able to assign your controls. Okay? Thank you. Okay, Jet, let's just turn this off. I already showed you the answer. Oh, actually, I didn't. Let's switch in. I want you guys to cooperate with me because we're going to do something cool after this, right? Right after this. I want 4 answers. Give me 1 reason to use slow-mo. I'm not saying that's the only thing I use, but 1 reason to use slow-mo. I've already said it. Create magic? Okay, that's good. More dramatic, nice. Increase the time, yes. Yes. Stabilizing? That is true. More frames? Okay. Looks like everyone had dinner and then came. That's awesome.
Explaining the pictures more.
Okay.
To show something you cannot see.
Yes, nice. Okay. I don't need to say anything about slow-mo anymore. You guys are doing my job. Thank you so much. It is to tell a story, okay? At the end of the day, you can have the most beautiful picture in the world with the most amazing orchestra onto it, but if it doesn't mean anything, it doesn't mean anything. A black wall is a black wall until there's a picture frame on it. Correct? So, slow motion used to tell slowly, to slow emotions down, as someone said, and of course, last minute coverage, okay? If you're running out of time and don't have much to do and need to quickly shoot, yes, especially weddings, yes, and street video and stuff like that. And also, the other way to use slow motion, now you think about it, you're slowing the footage down, right? You're slowing what you're capturing. If you can move a camera very quickly and to be able to capture that, then how's it going to look? Right? A person standing here, and you take your camera 180 degrees and slow down. You can't do handle. You have to use a gimbal, or you have to use a Steadicam. By the time you balance the Steadicam, your shot's gone, or the bird's flying away, right? So gimbal's the easiest solution, and I'm going to quickly show you how to do it as well. Okay. We're going to skip this. Keeping it sharp. This is a Zhiyun Weebill. Now there's a new one called Weebill S. There's a reason for it, because Weebill S is smarter and stronger, so we call it Weebill S. You can do manual focusing with peaking. Peaking is when you see your footage and you see colors coming on top of it. Not multiple colors, but you choose your color. If green is aesthetics to you, if no one's wearing green, you're not shooting outdoors, you can use green as your focus peaking color. If you're not shooting an Indian wedding or a ethnic wedding, don't use yellow, okay? Everything's going to be yellow. All right, it's going to be goldish, it's going to be beautiful. So use another color as white, because it's not going to be there, okay? Something else. You can do autofocusing. You can do continuous autofocusing, which works a lot better. And you can use a motor focus.
What's
The idea of peaking, to be able to see where your focus is. If you're not able to see where you're focused, you won't be able to focus it, especially when you're manual focusing. Okay? Jet, can you quickly set this camera as a peaking? Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone can see from there, because I am right in the center over here, and I'm going to turn this light on to briefly blind me. Can you all see this motor here? Normally you'd be touching a lens to be able to do this, right? But I'm just going to move my focus unit, and it will focus. Okay? That's the advantage of using a motorized focus unit. Okay? There's a focus controller here, a dial. When you move this, your image is going to get focused. Okay? So if I'm not going to put my face here, have a look at the lens. See how it changes. Okay? What I'm going to do next is I'm going to pass you my mobile phone so you can watch whatever's on this footage. Okay? I'm not going to put on the screen, just to make it cool. cool for you guys to understand that you don't need to own a monitor to be able to see what your camera is doing. All right? You coming from photography to video, hold this, tell me what you think.
A little bit heavy.
A little bit heavy?
Yeah, but it's fine.
But compared to
Very-
a
very
600 millimeter lens?
Yeah, no, light.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Easy?
and really stable. Yeah.
Yes. Pass it on, guys. I'll take it out from that side. Oh, just double click it and we'll bring it back to normal. That's it. Bingo. You can't tell anything how good it is until you touch it. That's why when a lot of people buy jewelry, gold, Dubai gold, I'm actually going to buy before I go, you got to go watch it, touch it, right? Same for gimbal, same for cameras. That's why you don't buy these things online. You need to be able to know what you're buying, right? But I'm not selling you anything. I'm selling you a solution. When you want to film an angle like this, when you want to be able to focus something like this, I'm showing you a technique that works for me. So in December, I'm going to Vanuatu to shoot a hotel video for Warwick International. That's my setup. That's all I'm using. There's a lot of slider shots I need to do, and I don't have space to have this big slider. I'm going to hold that, put it into a mode, and slowly walk, and that's it. Okay? Okay, beautiful. Okay, you can turn it up. That's all good, bro. Okay, Jed, can you stay over there? Yep, stay there. I want to get you an angle. Can you kind of be shorter? Can you come this side? Sorry, this is the reason I'm not a director, because no one's going to come to my set. Okay. Can everyone see what's happening here? So when I turn it on and off, the red peaking is coming. See even the background? The red peaking coming. So same on the camera. So when you turn peaking on, you'll be able to see red peak on top of it. What I'm going to do, Jed, can you quickly set focus peaking on that camera? And then while they're using it, they'll be able to do that. Okay? Yep. It probably doesn't have, this one is peaking? Already set up? Red? Okay, here, do me a favor. Take this, swap the gimbal. Okay, guys. I have to, wow, time's flying. We're going to go to something which is the most important. This has got nothing to do with the camera, nothing to do with microphone, nothing to do with any device. It's to do with you. When you are capturing a footage, when you are capturing an object, a subject, or whatever it may be, where do you place them? Okay, so I can see you right in the center there, and there's two lasers in front of me. If I wanted the entire audience, the viewers, to have the most attraction to you on the screen, I'd put it right in the dead center. But I'll use the fastest lens to get shallow depth of field. I'll get everyone blurred out, but have her in focus. Make sense? It's called composition and framing. We're going to quickly see a couple of shots. I'm not only going to show you some shots that I have done, but I'm going to show you some shots from Mamma Mia and John Wick, one of my favorite movies. I love the composition there. I love the look of it, right? And the reason I'm doing that, so you can see that I'm not making things up. It is a system that is utilized in cinematography from very beginning of it, okay? Okay, so before you frame, as I said, what is the purpose of the shot? After you know the purpose of the shot, you got to determine the movement, okay? After you determine the movement, what is the shot before and after it? If I take a shot of these two gentlemen down here, they're sitting, what is the shot after this? I can't use the same frame. For a human eye, it means repeated. We're going to not sync with it, okay? So if I want to make a composition of these two gentlemen walking, coming here, sitting down, I'll get a shot from here, a wide shot, pushing in, an introduction to reveal them. They will sit down, so I'm pushing in shot. Second, I'm going to take a side shot over the shoulder, and I'll show you what an over the shoulder is. Then third, I'll take another over the shoulder shot, and then I will go extreme wide to show them where they are in regards to location. to make people feel that. Make sense? So let me show you a couple of those examples. Okay. This is a video I shot in Guilin that I showed you, just a snippet of it. It's unfortunate, but you have to watch it twice. Okay? Watch it first, and then I'll show it to you again. You'll see a reason very soon. Just think about everything I've talked about, right? Everything in regards to cinematography. Yes, shot on Nikon Z6. Okay? With one lens, 35mm. That's it.
Is it alright if I stay today?
No light, natural light only. Apart from the last
Take
shot.
my time, far behind, leave my pride. Oh, is it alright if I stay? Is it alright if we just stay today? Is it alright? 'Cause I wish we could just stay. Take our time, far behind, leave our pride. Oh, is it alright if we stay? Is it alright if I decide but change my mind? Is that okay? Is it alright if I don't wanna feel obliged in any way? Is it alright if I waste my time and I lead myself to a mistake? When I roll on by, I won't ask why. I'll just accept and walk away. Oh,
Okay, so now comes to the unfortunate part where you have to watch it again. It was only 35mm lens, 1.8. Thank you so much. Whoever clapped. Thanks to this model who actually works at Zion, and I convinced her to come with me. Okay? Now when you watch it, you'll see more framing. Okay? And I'm only going to play half the video because after that I'm going to show you how it looks like in log. I shot this in Z-Log on the Atmos recorder. And I'm going to show you how I got this grade, how it looks like. Okay? That grade, I know Nikon also has their grade available, the LUT, but I've created my own to shoot and have the feel that I want. So what I normally do is I will install that LUT onto the monitor and I'll frame it and I'll balance the colors and everything according to that. Okay? Quickly have a look. This is something we call rule of third. Starts from the left, but it's a moving shot. And I bring it into center position. She's not moving from the center. Center frame, because I want that attraction. I want to show her.
Is it alright if I stay today? Is it alright
she's
if
in the middle frame. Okay? She's not anywhere. She's in the middle frame. Rule of third again on the side. And you can do this as well by putting a grid on your camera. Anyone can do this.
Far behind, leave my pride. Oh, is it alright if I stay?
And I move her to the side and see my next shot is moving at the direction she was going up. Introduce it again.
Just stay today.
Look where she is. Okay? So I'm going to stop there now because you get the point. Rule of third. That's why I showed you the video before I tell you what it is. Okay? It's a core composition technique used in cinematography, okay? It feels normal for any human eyes. It did to you guys as well. That's why one person clapped. Okay, everyone enjoyed it. You can see the feel into it. And plus, it keeps your subject's eye into the horizontal lines, okay? Now let me show you what that means. I've done many feature films, short films, commercials. I'm going to show you a couple of shots, and I want you to yell out what it is, okay? Is it a center frame, rule of third, or what? Okay? What is this one? You guys are smarter than me. Bingo. Okay, look where she is. Okay? Look how the composition has been made. There's a reason that character's on the end there, because in the film, he's a snitch. We put it there, the director has put him there. The reason why the doctor is in the middle, and the reason why the priest is on the side over here. The way it surrounds it, there's a reason for every shot, okay? This is a castle, an actual haunted castle in Sydney, and I shot there. I've got a lot of experiences. If someone wants to hear stories, come to me later. Have a look at what I've done to this. Okay? Once again, if I had a laser pointer, show it better, but it's in that area. But at the same time, she's down here. Because what happens in this film is she's drowning. I want to make her feel in a tight environment. I don't want to put her right in the middle here. I don't want to change my frame. I want to put her in a tight environment. I want audience to understand that she's not in the safe zone. Okay? She's cornered out. Of course, we can all know what this shot is. A laser pointer? Oh, thank you so much. It's not going to shock me or anything, right? No? Okay. Okay, brilliant. Once again, now, the best thing about this film is I'll show you some BTS. This is the only light I used to create this. That feel, that's the only light I used to create it. Okay, and you'll see in the BTS soon. Once again, rule of third. Once again, rule of third. On top over here, there's 3 times aperture 300Ds. This is Mark IIs. Mark 1s were available before. I smoked this area up, and that's why you can see this smoke as well. We use the smoke machine to create that effect. Okay? And as you can see, once again, rule of third. Close-up shot. It doesn't matter if it's a wide, mid-shot, close-up, whatever it is. You can still follow the same technique, and the audience will feel your movements. Okay? Look at the eyes. Look where it is. And look at the way it's looking. The direction. Okay? Same thing. We all remember this one. Okay? Now, John Wick. Okay? Rule of third. Rule of third. Rule of third. Now, we're going to move to center of attraction. Center frame. Center frame. Why did they do this? The entire area is dark. Okay? They want to put the emphasis over here on what's happening. So you put the person in the center of the frame. So this is a documentary I'm shooting right now. This is shot on Nikon Z6. Unfortunately, it hasn't been finalized because I haven't got the approval to show it anywhere with the contracts. But I will show you 3 shots that I've used using Nikon Z6 and the Weebill S. Okay, can you guys tell me, the gimbal you're holding, this is just a guesswork, okay? If you were to put a fan in front of it, would it stop working? If I put a massive factory fan, like, you know, air blowing in at 100 k's an hour, would the gimbal just turn around? Everyone, I mean, some people have used the gimbal jet. It will turn around, right? Yeah, it will turn around. I was hanging outside a window for 100 k's an hour, very risky. I'll show you that as well. Center frame. So what I've done over here is this I just shot 2 weeks ago, and I'll show you this footage after this. I put the person in the center frame, but then I put the bike on the rule of third. Because when this person moves to the bike, I bring both of them to the rule of third. Okay? Mamma mia, center frame. Center frame. So what does that tell you? I'm not telling you a technique. I'm telling you a technique which has been utilized by everyone. Okay? These are the basics that you need to understand, and you can use any camera in the world. My preferred is this, to be able to achieve shots like that. Over the shoulder, like I was discussing with you guys before, if these two gentlemen were to come and sit here, how I would have introduced them. Okay, over the shoulder. Let's quickly have a look at the over the shoulder shot. Over the shoulder. There's a person here. There's a person there. See what I've done? These two people are talking to each other. And look how the shots talk to each other. So when the audience sees it, when you guys see it, when I see it, I can relate to how it is over there. Over the shoulder also is a third person's view. Okay? Angles and perspective. Rule of third is one thing to remember. Center frame is one thing to remember. Over the shoulder is one thing to remember. But at the same time, I'm going to create a dramatic scenario right now, right? You walk into this dark room, and as you're going with your torch, you see a kid on the side, scrumped up at the end and just waiting and crying. How are you going to film that? Go for it. You picked it up. You have some ideas, and I love ideas. Yes, perfect. We just go angles. Okay. I'll show you a very good example. This I shot. They were looking outside the window at the moon, right? Everyone's looking at the lens. You can see it looks distorted. It's facing downwards. I wanted the audience to feel where they're looking. They're looking outside. They're looking up above. It's to the moonlight, right? It's to up in the heavens, sky, lights. So I put the center frame because center frame for all three of these, and then I turn my camera upwards, shooting down 45 degree to be able to have the feel. Okay? It's not just my shot. There's other shots as well. Right? Top-down feel to show the emotion where the person is. If someone's sleeping in a bed and you're trying to shoot that as a film, you're not going to get a side shot. That's pretty. Okay? That's showing just half the body. Nowadays, rooms are not even that wide to be able to do that. You need a set to design that. So how do you do it without spending money? Your shot, how you design your shot, okay? This is what I was talking about, and she answered it. Okay? Going to a kid. This is not what the film was. Going to a kid, and you see the person there. That's the shot I would use as a kid's perspective. When the kid looks up, I will put on my shoulder the camera, and I put the camera down. Someone walking with the legs, and slowly move it upwards in that uncomfortable position. By looking at this, you know whoever she is looking at is not in a comfortable position. It's down there. Okay? Okay, I've already answered you the questions. Audio options. Okay? What does audio do to your picture? It provides a voice to your story. Okay, do you agree to that, guys? Yes. Yep, nice. It helps the audience understand and visualize the picture as well. Okay, that's the major one for me. There's many reasons to use it. There's 3 ways you can capture audio on a Z6. Actually, there's 4 ways you can capture audio. Can you tell me what are the ways of capturing audio? One is the internal camera. And next? External, but what kind of external microphone? Boom microphone. Correct. You can use a boom microphone. You can use a lapel microphone. Yep. Correct. And you can use a video microphone onto the camera. This will allow you to capture a better quality, of course, what the internal mic does, but the internal mic of Z6 is still good. I sometimes vlog with just an internal microphone. Especially when you're in places where you're not allowed to use a camera, as soon as you take out a microphone, you're kicked out. I've done that many times. Lucky I haven't got caught too much. Now, the advantage of using one of these microphones, I'll tell you in the next slide. Okay, awesome. So I'm using a DD video microphone here. The advantage of this is, one second guys. Okay, so this is the DD Video D3 mic. Okay? Every single time I record, my major problem is either it's too much gain, it's clipping, or it's not enough audio. What's the first thing you do? You go play around with your menus on the camera, right? You don't have to. The reason I use this microphone is for one reason. Well, two reasons, three reasons. One, of course, is the runtime of the battery, 51 hours. Okay, that's like flying over the globe and coming back and you're still recording. It's got a shock mount. So as you can see, this is a Ryko shock mount. So when you're moving with your camera, it's not going to capture this noise, okay? Excuse me. There's one simple technique of balancing the gimbal that everyone was holding. What you do, it's actually very dramatic here with no light. And let me get this back. Your head. Thank you. Ah, beautiful. What you do is by moving the microphone back and forward. If this was on a gimbal, this is my balancing mechanism. Sometimes people say my gimbal is not balanced properly. I can actually utilize this microphone and do that as well. At the back of the microphones, on the side. Oh my God, how about now? Just increase your ISO. Huh? Other side? Okay, all right, all right. Hold it there. Whoa, okay. You can adjust your volume from the microphone. Make sense? You don't have to touch your camera. You can do that, and you can set your camera onto auto, so it captures that much of audio coming in, but I normally set it to halfway through, and then I adjust it from here. Okay? Easiest way to do this. Now another thing you can do, a major issue when you're outside and there's too much wind going like that on top of your voice and you can't do much, is something called a high pass filter. You have 75 and 150 hertz. Those are things normally that makes noises on voices and things. So you want to cut it out, okay? You can do that just by holding onto it and it will make it active. How's the focus going there? Got it? Okay, great. So what will happen is after this, as I said, whoever hasn't been talking too much, I'm going to pick them very soon. We're about to get to the stage. That's how you use a boom microphone. Now, the purpose of a boom microphone is because this is one of the only microphones you can use apart from a lapel, which is controllable, that you can put in front of someone as close as possible. So if I'm filming Jed, your name's Jed, right? I got it right. Yeah. Okay, if I'm filming him, right? If I'm filming a tight shot, I can bring the microphone from the top. Oh, this is not connected to my clicker. I can film it by bringing it really close to the audience. This was a wide shot. So if this microphone was here for a tight shot, which is exactly what we've done, we will capture a better audio than most of the systems. Okay, a mic on a camera won't capture that. Lapel microphone is on a film set is never here. It is hooked on your chest over here. It is hooked behind your ears. It is hooked on your hair, every place differently. Okay, I'm not here to obviously give a microphone course, so I'm not going to show you how to do all of those. Okay, but just to give you an example, that's what a boom microphone does. You can obviously move freely. One less thing mounted to a camera, so your camera doesn't look as pretty as this. And then, of course, as I said, the distance of the microphone from the audience can be controlled. Here's some extra advantages quickly. There's a high quality brass onto the boom microphone. The pattern it captures the data, the audio from waveform, and plus is the industry standard XLR component, okay? Everyone understands what XLR components are. Okay. This is me on my YouTube channel. If you want to follow me, Sharma Films, thank you so much. If you haven't followed, I'll send you my bill. Okay, I'm going to play this because this is really, really motivating in regards to people who say gimbals won't survive. Okay? And please don't laugh because I'm losing hair.
I wanted to test if this gimbal is as powerful as they say. So what we have done is done a very, very crazy test. I was holding this gimbal outside the window. Wait, let me show you.
So, what's up?
My glasses fell off because we were going too fast.
Are they good? Oh.
They didn't scratch?
So we just tested this gimbal, trying to see if we can hold it at 100 kilometers an hour wind speed. The wind was facing to the right direction. His glasses flew off first, and then my hat flew off. And I don't know if there's a reaction of my face going all through, but that was quite impressive.
To be shown here, okay?
Let's go for more tests. Rolling, yep.
And here you'll see exactly what happens. I'm moving the gimbal up and down, it won't go nowhere.
So I'm holding this gimbal outside the window and we're going to do a simple test to see if the car goes from 0 to 100, at what point does the gimbal spin up? Let's have a look and see if this can actually survive.
How many flies did you eat?
I don't know. How many flies did I eat? None.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you just a little quickly about Zhiyun gimbals. Zhiyun VBLS is the newest gimbal in the market, and probably the only gimbal in the market that does not tell you a weight capacity, does not tell you a payload. Is that a good thing? Yes? Yes, it's a good thing. I'll tell you why. If I told you, for instance, and it's not the case, okay, if this gimbal can hold 10 kg, right? If you put a 10 kg, no, 10 kg, a camera is never going to be 10 kg. If this gimbal can hold 4 kg, okay, and you put a 4 kg system onto it, where your camera is only 800 grams, and the rest of your weight is on the lens, is it fair to say this gimbal can hold that much weight? All the weight's going to be in the front, and by the time you move it the back, it's going to touch the motors, right? It's better to be able to utilize a product when you know what systems work onto it. Like I said, I'm not selling you anything, I'm showing you a solution. So this gimbal can hold the Nikon Z6 at that kind of speed, right? But in regards to payload, it will hold a Nikon Z6 with a 24 to 72.8, right? With a ND filter on and motor on, without any problems. That's what it does. So if you guys are using any camera brands, switch. If you are going to do it later in the future, whatever I've told you, replicate that in your brand. It will hold it, okay? Think about the similar options, it will hold it. That's what it does. Now I'm just going to quickly show you a couple of modes into it, and we're going to quickly move on to here, and I'm going to choose 2 of the quietest people who didn't talk to me, okay, to help me out. And I'll show you some basic lighting techniques. There's so much to show for so little time. Keep on going, no problems? Okay. All right. Just put your hands up if you use a gimbal right now. 1 person, 2 person, 3 people. 3 people, okay. So the rest of you don't use a gimbal, so I'm not going to show you how to balance it because it's useless for you, okay? And the other 3, come to me, I'll teach you. As I've advised you before, you can focus using your gimbal. You don't have to touch your camera. Nikon Z6 is compatible with the Zhiyun VBLS, where you can control the functions such as your aperture, okay, your white balance, your ISO, your shutter, all of those from the gimbal. You can also press start and record. You don't have to touch your camera anymore. So if you're in the run, if you're doing things like that, like I said, you need to make your life as more comfortable as possible. So you're able to do that. And also being able to focus. I'm not going to ask you that because you use one of those gimbals. Okay. Can you tell me a couple of desired shots that you'd like? Of course, one could be just a smooth shot. You're moving to video right now. You want to create something unique. Give me the most craziest shot that you have in mind. Something different. 360.
360.
Barrel shot, no problems. I'll show you how that works as well. Actually does it. Now, Zhiyun gimbal have this many shots, this many options that you have. What does PF stand for? If someone can answer that, they can get my email address. No, I'm joking. Pen follow. Pen follow meaning, Jet, can I get you to do the demonstration for me, please? You can utilize your one or my one, whichever. Yeah, you can utilize your one. Pen follow means a pen follow where your tilt axis is locked. So can you show me the tilt axis has been locked? So tilt it, gimbal, yep, pan, and tilt it downwards. See, the tilt axis is locked. So it's pen follow. So it's great for a moving shot. So can you turn your camera on? Whoa. Aperture makes some very bright lights. Okay, can you go behind me and follow me, please? Get my pretty side, okay? Oh, there's none. Wow. Okay, losing hair. Go this side. Got it? Okay, just follow me around. Do you get my point? This is pen follow. Your tilt axis is locked. You want to be able to follow someone at a location where the camera doesn't wobble top and down. That's what pen follow allows you to do. Very easy to do. Now, can you go lock mode and show me a slider shot? Yeah? You don't need a slider to be able to do that. One system to do that. Now, just because this gentleman said it, can you just show him a good barrel shot? 360 spin for him, please. Oh. Okay, just give me this for a second. All this? That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. Don't worry about it. No, no, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I got it, I got it. All good, all good. All right. Oh, good. My major drama at the moment is I'm doing wireless streaming, and I have cable issues. Okay? Without that, it would be all 360 spin. That's what you wanted to see, right? Yep, perfect. So you can do that as well. All this. Okay, finally jumping on. Here's the sling mode. A shot starting at the bottom and coming back up. Now, normally what you do by doing that is by POV. You'll be doing this, you'll be going down, and you'll be walking with the person, and by the time you get back up, you'll realize you're 80 years old and you're hurting your back. I have back issues, and that's why I'm saying that. With Zhiyun's Weebill system and the Crane 3 system, what I can do, I can mount the camera this way and hold it this way. Okay? It's called sling mode. It's good for soccer shop. It's good for stuff where you want to start from bottom up. Also great for just following your pets around, you know, from bottom up, slowly coming up. All right? Here's an example of that shot. Okay, can someone tell me how this was done? I had to get permits to be able to do this. Drone, yes. Can you demonstrate for me, Jed? You can actually use your one. I actually call this a Chung Da shot because a very famous YouTuber named Chung Da, he uses it a lot, and a shout out to him. I think he actually brought it up to all of us, and I'll give him the credit. Got it? All right, I want you to start a shot all the way at the back there and first bring it out. It's a dramatic slider shot, okay? So through here. Start at her and bring it all the way out. So take your monopod straight. All the way straight. I'm going to switch to them now. 1 second. Let me give you something that we all want. Light in life. Okay, and pull back, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, and stop. Great? That's exactly what I done it. I was standing on top of a ute at the back, had a monopod all the way out, started the shot at the bottom, and kept on going up. There's another thing that you can do with this when you have a shot like this. Hold this for me, sir. Thank you very much. Is fold these. I need dinner. Is by going through people to create that feel. Okay. Oops, that's better. And action. And then reveal whoever's in front. Make sense? So this is how I done the drone shot. It was here, and as I move back, yeah, I'll be honest, as soon as I landed in Dubai, I was rushing out because 2 p.m. I arrived here. 2:30 I got to the airport, hotel, in Tariq, and 3 p.m. I had to come back here. And the first thing they done is they saw me running with 2 suitcases and they told me to stop. They told me to go to put my baggage in the scanning. The first question they asked me, do you have a drone? Thank God I didn't, because I would be here. Okay, and this is how you do it. Okay, there's always a cheat. You don't need to do that. The lens you told me about, the wide lens, if I put that on, it will give you more dramatic feel. Imagine if I had the same lens and went through people in between, you'll actually get the effect, the tight feel. You know, and the reason you use tighter lenses on shots like this is to make people very claustrophobic. Okay, make people feel scared if you want to have that mood. But if you want a nice gloomy shot, you wouldn't do that. You want to ask a question or stretching? No? Okay, stretching. All right, you've already seen this vortex shot, okay? You remember this shot I showed you? Exactly how we done it. As an aperture 120 on a 95 centimeter octa, which is just a little bit shorter than this, as a reflector, and there's a side light. Can you tell me why I use this side light? Better light? Okay, my main motivation of using the light is because in a wider shot, there's a lamp there. There's a side lamp. I wanted that reflection, that same feel. If someone's standing beside a lamp, how would it look like? So I kind of use the light. I covered the entire light, just like we have done here. And then I reflected the light which direction I wanted to. Okay? There's 3 things that you need to know in lighting terminology. And what are those? Anyone know? Power of the light is right, but how do you do a 3-point lighting? Yep. Fill light and then? Yeah, bingo. I can go home now. Awesome, guys, and this is how the shot looks like. Okay? No expensive equipment. Just how you light things up changes the feel of everything. Okay, and I'm going to try to create this within 15 minutes over here with the violinist. Wish me luck. What is light to you? Okay? Gives attention to where you want your audience to look, creates mood. Of course, cameras don't respond to the same way, you know, the sensors do, our eyes do. But the main reason you use light is for consistent flow of footage. If I'm shooting something outside right now, the sun is moving, right? It's not waiting for us. You want to keep that consistent look. How do you do that? You need to be able to continue the same lighting. Okay, that's one of the main reasons lighting is introduced. Okay? Excuse me. Very good, whoever said it. Yeah, backlight, side light, top light, field light, key light. There's many ways of utilizing light to achieve the most. Since we don't have enough time, I'm going to quickly go through this. I've done this. Can you tell me where I shot these things? Anyone? Dark room. I shot in my garage. The reason I've done that is because I want everyone to understand that you don't need a set. You don't need expensive houses. You just need yourself, your idea, and the equipments which are basic to create any shot that you desire. Okay? Quickly have a look at this. This is a light 45 degrees. I used an Aperture 120T Mark II, which is not here. This is more powerful, what we have here. See what I've done? Backlight. This light is turned off, by the way. There was no light there. Okay, that's just a diffusion. And that's why you can see that. Finally, okay, do you see how horrible this looks? You can say horrible in these terms, but if there was a window here, you wouldn't call it horrible. That's the light that you'd get from window coming outside if someone's standing beside. Now, if you were to introduce a torch to it, look what happens. Everyone likes horror stories. At a campfire, or wait, sand camp barbecue. It's a little different here. Okay, and I was using this light to make it into a torch. You can see Nikon Z6 Atomos recorder recording in log. Okay? Left light, when a light is placed to the left, that's what it does. When a light is placed to the left and we introduce reflector, you see reflectors out and reflectors added. Can we actually switch off this light for a second, please? Thank you so much. I'm going to take this off. 45 to the front. And the reason I'm showing you this is just after this I'm going to show you another footage where I'm combining all together and what it does to you, okay? So this light is 45 left, okay, in front of the artist, in front of the model, actor to the left. This is directly in the front and is the most unappealing light. Normally we utilize it in interviews. That's the basics everyone knows, just like this right in front of me right now. That is the front light, exactly what it's doing. Yep. You can call it a torch light in front of a mobile phone, in front of a camera, or whichever may be. 45 front. These are all downloadable from our website if you want as reference. Of course, this screen is not justifying the lighting. Depends on resolutions or whatever it is. And that's where the light was. Moving on, my favorite thing. I like dramatic stuff. I like dramatic feel because anyone can take a mobile phone and shoot something. Anyone can take a camera and shoot something. If you can make people feel different, if it's dramatic, if it's different, right? Like I said, a black wall is a black wall until you have ambience of light. What do you think is going to happen to this when I introduce just a white border or reflector underneath the face? Yeah? One light. And look what happens. Oh wow, it's not doing justification to my stuff. Can all of you guys come behind my laptop? Please. Okay, there's a massive more increased light over here which you can't really see. This is two 45-degree sources. Now what I have done is I've used, can you tell me what's happening here? Look at this tone and look at this tone. Do you remember when I talked to you about Kelvin? 3200 and 56. You can call it 52 as well, depends on what kind of light and what it outputs. This is daylight, one of these. This side is tungsten. I combine it together. You can utilize the same shot of someone sitting in a bedroom by having a side lamp on this side and having a window over here. You get that look, okay, with two simple lights. I haven't changed the white balance. I use two different lights. One is tungsten, one is daylight. This, the setting of Kelvin was adjusted to this, daylight. So I changed my Kelvin to 3200. I can see tungsten and daylight. Because if I put this light on, it's going to look normal, my face is going to be warm. It's going to look normal, okay? Because my Kelvin on my own camera, any camera that you start, is normally 5600. Whenever you turn on the camera, it's 5600. So I turn it to 32, so this light looks more cooler, colder, to be able to get that feel. This is one of the Aperture 120D at full power. You can see what it does. Using a softbox and reflector. I'm not going to show you this because it's not really doing much justification. A 45-degree top, so the light is right on top over here. But if I put the same light right behind the face, it's going to be a silhouette shot, right from the back. That's where it normally starts. And everyone knows what happens when you introduce a reflector to this. And just to give you an idea how it was set up, quickly show you. That's how it was. You can probably see in the monitor what it should look like. So that's how the footage should really look like on this projection screen. And finally, that window shot that I talked about. This is one of daylights, and I've changed my temperature on the camera to 3200, so I can create the daylight 5600 feel to a much cooler tone, okay? But if my light over here was not daylight, and if it was 5600, it would be very goldish. And if I turned it to 3200 then it will look normal as gold, which you see over here on these lights, okay? Just because I converted the daylight into 3200, I was able to get the tone. If that doesn't make sense to anyone, come to me, I'll explain more in details. Finally, I know filming fireworks with your camera is very dangerous because, well, if laser pointers, anything goes into your sensor or shoots into it, your sensor's fried. And I've fried a lot of cameras like that during parties. So what you can do, a fireworks effect. These lights are able to do fireworks effect. It's able to do TV effect. So if you're filming an audience, if you're filming a character sitting in front of a couch, you want to shoot a TV, you're not going to hold the TV and put it in front of his face. Right? It's not going to work. You're going to use the light. Can you please set it up as fireworks so we can quickly show it, please? This is all combined together, okay? Fireworks. You can change the intensity, the way fireworks works, on how fast it's going to be.
Changing the color.
Well, if you want to pay that much money for RGB lights, yes, we can. RGB light is coming soon at Aperture. I've seen it.
But I saw that there was a changing of
yes. Yes. Let me try to see if I have a BTS for it, okay? Just quickly. We'll just keep on rolling this just for a couple of seconds. No, unfortunately, no BTS. What I had done, if anyone remembered, okay, we can turn it off. Thank you so much. If anyone remembered, just quickly, when you were seeing the BTS on any of my shots, did you remember a red lamp on the side? Yeah? So I pretty much put this daylight onto the red lamp. The red lamp was the introduced light onto the face, and this was just giving that effect. Okay?
Thank you.
No problems. Okay, just quickly showing, this is at my house. I just wanted to quickly do backlight, key light, and fill light. Okay? I'm just going to show you how it was done. And here's an example. Some would like it, some wouldn't like it, but this is what I felt like achieving. Ambience, room light already. Okay, now let's show you how this was done. One, 2, and 3. Okay? Thank you so much. And that's how it was. There you go. Same light that I have here. That's the same light. So one backlight. I will call this my key light because this was filling her face. Okay? Key light doesn't always have to be at any particular direction. The key light means what is the primary source of light on someone's face. Filling is what is going to compensate that light. And of course the backlight is backlight in regards to create the mood. Okay. Can we have our awesome violinist here, please? Because I can actually keep on going on to this and it will never finish. How do we call it? Jet, can you get it organized, please? You can see the same aperture light. Once again, at a fireplace. All right, aperture, same light. I'm using the fire as a backlight. Okay? Something's wrong. That's the final shot. Okay, I'm just going to quickly show this while we get the violinist to come. This is the Nikon Z50. Like I mentioned to you in regards to the video functionalities, apart from the megapixels and all of those, the only difference is this is a crop sensor. The best part about this camera is if you have a Z6 or Z7, it's the same mount. It's the same Z mount, Z mount. Okay, same mount. Which means you can have one range of lenses and still utilizing this. Look, this is not properly balanced, and I've got screws all hanging out of nowhere because I just put this camera in hand. And if you hold this, you'll know the dramatic difference between the other two. It's very light, very portable. Thank you so much. And you can do all of those modes that we talked about. Okay? If I go to lock mode, it's all locked. If I go to POV mode, please be right. Yes, it will go all the way. Okay, it's got the newest firmware. So if someone likes doing parkour videos, you can actually take your camera all the way. Now, if I go to PF mode, it will come back. Go mode, you're filming someone in action scenes. Okay? And once again, your favorite mode, it will be there. The reason it's not working right now is because it's not properly balanced. If someone wants to see it, I can balance that again for you. Okay. So what we'll do first, just for the first 5 minutes, I'll get you through over there. We're going to dim the entire place and try to make something out of nothing. Can everyone please give a round of applause to her? She is here waiting for us all this time. Okay, so what I'll get you to do, can we also try to turn this, these off? If not, we can find black tape and put it on top of it. Because as you can see, it's not right there. What's up? Oh, okay. Yeah, just introduce it from there. Just put it on. It might not work, mate. It's not going to work because I'll be utilizing this camera to show what's happening here, and the music will go away. This is what you call blocking light. There's something called floppy cutters. Okay, it's a black 4x4 frame with a black sheet on. You normally use it to cut light. So normally, while this is getting set up and while we get music arranged, let me just give you a scenario, right? When you're shooting outside, the first thing I do is try to see how harsh the sun is. Okay? When you go to a location, you'll be determining where the light is, right? First thing I do is I open my phone and I download something called Sunseeker. I'm not sponsored by anyone or them. The reason I use Sunseeker is when you go to a location, it will use your GPS to find where you are, and it will place the sun on each direction, how it's going to be depending on what year it is. And if you are going to Raki, a location in September, 3 months ago when I came, it was very hot, and you want to shoot now, you can fast forward the time to that period, and it will change the lighting, and it will show where the light is. So I can go to my director and say, director, yes, that's no problem. We're happy to do the shoot, but it has to be done at 4 p.m. because the light's going to be coming from this direction, and I'll be able to bounce the light back onto the actor's face while the building that you want in the background is still there. Make sense? So when you go to shoot, guys, the first thing we do, no matter what it is plan, plan, and plan. You don't plan, you will go to a place, you'll shoot, and then you're going to end up making a slow motion video like me and not get the final video that you wanted. Okay? If I knew that I was coming to Dubai during sandstorm and hot period, I wouldn't have shot that. Okay? Planning is very important. We okay? You want to try music, excuse me, while the camera is on? What's happening? Can we change the battery on this quickly? Okay, like I said, 2 helpers. Who didn't talk to me too much? Everyone's quiet. Does everyone want to help me? Come on, guys. 2 helpers. You want to help me? Okay, come by. Lighting assistant. You have done this before, right? Please don't do this at home. Okay, it's one of those scenes.
Actually, I bought the lights already.
You bought these lights already?
Yeah, somehow.
Wow. How do you like it so far?
It's good. I did a couple of interviews on those and it's looking great.
Very nice.
Than the normal light.
Yes. How's it going? Music, can you play the music and see if it works? With the camera in the background? Any music, just play any music. Just to see. It's just a trial for now. Jed, just close this and press spacebar. Yes, bingo, it will work. Okay, for now, leave the music on just for the atmosphere. It's okay. Okay, I'll get you to stand right over here. And can we completely turn the lights off, please? Full black. Okay, thank you. Don't get too scared. Okay, I'll get your hand, please. You're going to help me move this light right on top of a head. Okay. Is there any stool available very quickly? So just because we don't have 5-meter ceilings and high ceilings, we can compensate for that. Any kind of stool or any place where she can just sit, please. Okay, can we lift that up? So what we'll do, we'll lift it from. Yep, we'll do it from here. The stand. Okay, that's one way. Yep, lock it. There's one more here on this side, this ballast. So let's open this one. Got it? Okay. I don't have insurance for HEPA, so don't hit the ceiling. Okay, lock that. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Can you just hold on that? Too much? You make it work? Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Have a seat. Okay, great. Can you turn the light on, please? And I'll get you to hold it because you are my sandbag. Whoa. Okay. Exactly what I've done at my house, right? I'm going to create the scene over here very quickly. Jed, can I quickly get a 35mm on this, please? So just quickly turn off my gimbal and get me that. How are we going? Don't do this at home. Changing lenses like I am. Here's your ring. Thank you. Yes, I want to use that. Get me that instead. You know what, let's make it fun. Let's use the 0.95 lens. Okay, I'm going to hold that. Can you bring this light as a fill light? And can we put it right over here, please? Sorry, I might give you the highlight spot. Can I? Oh, this will fall down. Okay. Okay, go. Yep, so very, very carefully. Lydia, I might need your help as well. Yep, just put that light as a side light as far as possible. No, bring closer towards you. Keep on coming back, keep on coming back. Now walk backwards, you're back. You're backwards. So you walk backwards. More, 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 and stop. Cool. Yep, and can you point it 45 degrees down to her face? I don't know this gentleman. He bought this lights ages ago. I didn't pay him anything, okay? He just offered to help me, and it's very kind of him. Yep, brilliant. Leave it like that. Okay, now I'm gonna get my man-made sandbag, please. Can you come and hold this for me? Not yet, not yet. Let's see how it looks in the camera first. Can you guys, yeah, oh, it's already done? Wow, you guys are quick. Okay, hold this. I'll get you to face this way, okay? Angle. Yep, bingo. All good? Okay. Got it? Yep, do that while I take this out. This tripod actually still has a tag on it. It's 58, right? Probably put it here. Okay, sorry, what I'll get you to do, can I get you to come over here, away from the background so I can get the dark feel. Oops, okay? Right over. Thank you so much. And we're going to turn the light towards her. All right? So open this, hold it, don't let it go. Remember I told you I don't have insurance? Okay, lock it right over there. And slowly, slowly bring it forward. But before we do that, a bit more, right in the center. Okay, perfect. Hold it there. Got it? Don't let go, okay? Hold it with all your life. Okay. Why is that beautiful stars coming along? I didn't ask for it. No good? Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you find... Okay guys, this is normally what happens in a lot of time on set. When things don't work out, you find a solution. At this moment, my solution is my wireless transmitter isn't communicating with me, so I'm going to go wired. Just like this one came out of nowhere. What is this? Whoa. But I didn't touch the camera. Everyone saw that. Okay, can you connect the laptop to this somehow else? You can put this up. I don't need the wireless transmission. I'm going direct. Okay, and can you change the switcher to number 1? Bingo. Oh, audio and video turn off. That's why my mic wasn't there. That looks much better. $1.8. Let's go 9.5. Oh, it's a bit too much light. That's better. Oh, I forgot manual focus. What do I do, guys? Okay, can you blow the light up all the way? I'm not doing it to show how powerful the light is, but I'm doing it just so I can see my focus, okay? Okay, dim it down, it's focused. Okay, one step up, up. Okay, stop. Great. Can I give you the director's position to right come in front, behind me, please? Please. I'll bring your chair as well because I really need your space. Okay. Okay. All right, if you don't mind. Okay. If I'm hitting the ceiling, let me know, guys. Once again, I'm going to repeat, I don't have insurance. Okay, my back. Okay. Yes, this will work outdoors. Okay? And the reason this works outdoor because you can put a typical V-Log battery that's used in many scenarios, in other bigger cameras, cinema cameras, whatever maybe, you can put your V-Log batteries on it and you can power this in 100% power outdoors. Okay? Now, I'm going to use this as my fill light. Okay? Can I trust you with this? Just make sure, like with your, yeah, you can hug it. Okay. Just close your eye just for a second. I don't trust the power. Oh, there's no power? Oh, there is power. Lydia, can I get your assistance, please? Can you just go to normal mode instead of explosion, it says? Oh. Okay, decrease, decrease, less, less. Less is more. Less. Okay, stop. Beauty. It's okay, but I'm not happy with it. And that's why I'm standing in front of the lens. Jed, sorry bro, I always make you do things. Can you go hide behind her and hold this light? Phew. Sit down, and hold it right behind her. Can you decrease the light? Decrease, decrease, decrease. Keep on going until I yell. Stop. No, no, don't stop yet. Keep on going. Decrease. Here, put this on. Diffusion. So can you see how simple it is to create a black room? Yeah, you can create these kind of interviews anywhere, right? Decrease. It's still too much. Decrease. Decrease, guys. Yes. Why am I not reusing? Because I'm going to do it. I'm going to show the histogram and show if I was actually right or not. Yes. Yes. I normally have my histogram on my monitor. While I see it, I just not showing the entire things over there. So on this, if I give you an example, more than histogram, what I use is false color. Okay? The reason false color is better, it will show you the areas which are red. Can you show the lens in the lens? A red light on the lens? How can I direct this back in there? I can't. Hopefully someone can see it. But come closer. Show me the light. If you can't see the lens can't see you. Okay, great. No, no, show again. Higher. Okay, can everyone see the monitor? This is the reason false color is better. Whatever is red is overblown. Leave it like that. The way you'd adjust it is two ways. I'm going to not use an f9.5 lens anymore and go here, which is still overblown, right? But what you do is you decrease the light or diffuse it. Can you decrease it more? Yes, beautiful. Now behind the head, please. Increase it now. It's too less, Jet. Come on. Bit more. That's it. Bingo. Now snug in and hide behind her. Now decrease it. No, no, don't move the light. No gimbal shots, please. And just a bit more. One step. Like baby steps. One step more. Hold it. That's it. I'm happy with that. A little bit higher. A little bit lower. And then a little bit. Baby steps. A little bit higher. Okay, see that light? Now, the way to make it better is by having the distance. By the moment for me to do that, I'll need a couple of laborers to be able to break these windows so we can go on the other side. But we don't have the space to do it. So I'm just showing you what I have created here, right? Now, let's see her playing the violin. Can we play some music and see if I can actually control this 0.9? Can I also do this, please? It's very, very important. Can I get you to be the audience right? Sit over here, look at her. You bring your chair. Oh, you okay with that? Can you do that as well? Okay? No? Okay, so can you go over here? Right in the middle? Right over here. Come, moin. Okay, stop. Stop. Key light, fill light, backlight. Show me something sad. Sad, let's go sad. This is the last, this was sad? Okay, don't worry. You can keep on going sad, I'll make it sadder. Oh my God, I thought this was like a lovely song. But anyways, guys, let's make it sad. First action, keep on looking and keep on playing, and slowly look at it. You can be sad as well. There we go. Okay, I have just changed the caliper on the camera. It doesn't matter what camera you use, doesn't matter what technique you use. As long as you have the basics, you can be a filmmaker, okay? Because it's a new shot. Don't clap for me, clap for her. Come on, guys. Okay, my name is Sharma. I'm a self-made filmmaker. I haven't learned it anywhere. The way I've learned it is making a lot of mistakes. So I hope you guys have learned something from me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if you want to see this is a wireless charging. So I've got my mobile phone. It's got a wireless charger. This is an Aperture's new light, RGB, color controlled. You have a wireless charging in the back and we'll charge it for you. Super cool. Any questions, come and ask me. I'm more than happy to help you. If I can't help you now, I'll give you my email address and you can just ask right now. Please don't ask for my age. I'm very old. Any questions before I start partying for tonight?
My main concern is like how to, like before you shoot, you make a storyline. So like how you perceive this thing, like okay, how you plan it, like okay, what will be the outcome of the movie?
Okay,
how
so
you plan it?
I've got a weakness. My weakness is focus. And I'm happy to admit my weakness, but I've got a strength. My strength is to be able to see the overall picture. Okay, everyone has strengths and weakness. So whatever I say might not work for you, but the opposite might. What I do, I look for the end goal. What is the end result I want? If you can't create in your head, thank you so much for being the assistant. And thank you so much again for being a sandbag. Okay? What I do is I look for the end goal. If I don't have an end goal, I will look for motivation. Look at other movies is okay. Okay? Because if you can go and replicate one of the shots from a Hollywood movie, Bollywood movie, Tollywood movie, any movie, right? Even your local short films, if you can replicate it, you have just achieved something. And next time you do it, your shot will automatically come to your mind. I watch a lot of movies, but this time on 18-hour flight, I didn't watch any movie, just close my eyes. Watch a lot of movies and watch different movies. Watch drama, horror, science fiction, everything. Because you'll get ideas, right? Now, there's two ways of getting this done. First is the typical way that a lot of people do, because a lot of people have structure in them. Okay, I probably might lack structure. By having structure, the advantage is you'll be able to know, one, what does the director want you to achieve? What's the motivation of the shot? What's the feel of the shot? Why is the person sitting at the location they're sitting? What is the location? Is there any surrounding people moving there? What is the movement of the shot? Is it a slider shot? Is it a jib shot? Is it a dolly shot? I don't know. Okay, after that, or is it a very tight shot? Now, but before you do anything, you need to understand the feel of it. Like I said, how I make you feel is going to be the appreciation you give me back, right? Same for your children, right? If they cry, if you're going to keep on telling them to cry, 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 like stop crying, they're not going to stop crying. They're going to keep on crying, right? They're innocent. But if you're going to tell them nicely, slowly, and give them what they want, but don't give them chocolate straight away, give them in pieces, right? So if I tell you, sir, your work is so amazing, it's really good, you're going to feel appreciated. You need to be able to do that in film to the audience. So if your director tells you, or if a script tells you that this story is about a sad person, or if it's about a homeless person, right, sitting beside the street in Dubai, somewhere near, I'm just going to share Sharjah because that's the last place I went, right, sitting there. And let me make it a little bit more dramatic, drinking, which is not allowed to do. How would you set the scene? I'd use hard light, right? I wouldn't use any of this softness. I'd use hard light to make the person feel separated from the community, from the area, from the location, okay? But at the same time, if you say we're doing a shot of a family sitting outside and having dinner, it's bright, it's motivating. I'd use warm lights. I wouldn't use any cold tones. I use warm light. I use a candle there just to give an atmosphere. So you need to make audience feel on what you're trying to achieve. If you can do that, anything will come through. And if you can't get those pictures in mind, if you can't generate those ideas, it's okay. It's okay. Everyone has different ways of achieving results. Watch movies. Get screen grabs. A lot of times you will see people do storyboards, but there's also something called mood boards. Okay? Mood boards is when you want to achieve a shot, go have a look at multiple films and get ideas and compile it in one PDF. Have a look at it and then determine how to do that. Make sense?
Can you do this same kind of setup? Like my concern right now, if I need to use this kind of setup with the same light without using a black backdrop, can you do this?
100%. If you remember seeing my house where the lady was sipping wine, it's the same setup. Exactly same. Except of this light being on the right-hand side, it was on the left-hand side. It was the same setup. So it can be achieved at the same place, anytime, anywhere. The only difference is the power. As you probably remember, I've used this light at the minimum power. At my house, I probably had around 20–30% power. If this was an outdoor scenario during sunset with nice colorful background, you probably turn it to 100% power. Depends on what it is. You have to compensate the background, the atmosphere. It doesn't have to be done in black background. The only reason I've done it is, apart from you amazing people sitting here, I can't see anything more achieving, so I just do a black background. It makes it easier to highlight the person out. And the reason I've done it is because my end goal was, I wanted to show you the cold feel. To achieve a cold feel, you need a dark area. And that was my end result in my head. I knew I was going to achieve that. And that's why we done that.
Would you mind if you give us more about the external device, the extra external device which you connected to the
This?
camera, yeah.
So this is an Atmos Ninja V. It takes Sony NPF batteries. It will record in ProRes. ProRes is an industry standard codec that are used in many camera manufacturers. Okay? The advantage of using ProRes is it will record in 10-bit. It's the amount of data being captured, the amount of color data, color science. Okay? The amount of color data you're going to capture, the more potential you have for editing and manipulating the image in post. For me, look, a lot of people might be okay. For me, I don't like being controlled on what I'm limited to do. If you're trying to make a film and you're limited, meaning, you know, the producers are not going to give you enough money, you're going to limit you. But at least with my shots, I've got no limitation. When I go back to post-production, I'm able to grade it the way I want it, the way it looks. So this will allow you to do that. Secondly, the internal recording is 8-bit. The recording on the recorder is going to be 10-bit. It records in ProRes. Internally is going to be 8-bit. Yes, correct. to be able to have 10-bit recording in a small size like this is almost impossible. It's it's a small camera, hybrid camera. There's everything has pros and cons. I don't have any con for this camera at this stage, apart from it not leaving my hand like I'm always using it. I probably need to have a lot of batteries, a lot of chargers, but the battery lasts a long time. So I normally use 2 to 3 batteries in a day, and that's about it. And finally, on this recorder, you have SSDs. Okay, it's very fast media. It's safe. You don't have to worry about cards. You can buy SSDs for cheap. Record an SSD. I'm going to turn this off before I show you. You can take the SSD out. If it decides to come out, it does. And you can plug this to your dock and directly start editing from this. This is fast media. Okay? These things are much faster than what your typical hard drives are. Okay? The read and write speed normally is about 540, depending on what hard drive you buy. Read and write. So that means when you have high-end footages in media such as these, you can connect to your computer and the read and write speed is faster. If it's faster, your computer is going to perform better. It's not going to lag.
Up to how many gigabytes is the capacity of this?
I've used the 512. I've used the 512.
Negative space and positive space for cadre. It's very important.
Negative space.
And the positive space.
Yep.
Important in any cadre when you make.
Sorry, I'm just going to come over there. I'm still, if anyone wants to have dinner with me, they can. Sorry.
Just for if you need anyone's head,
yep.
You give it to him a little bit space.
Yep.
You give it to him his space.
Like I done over there?
Yes.
Yep.
Because it's very important between what you need, give it to him.
Yes.
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 For another one watching this movie.
Correct. So if you remember, when I introduced 2 of the gentlemen over here while she was playing, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. While she was playing violin, the reason is 2 reasons. One, I wanted to create an atmosphere that there's someone there. She's not alone. Okay? And second was I wanted to show off the lens of 0.95 to show how milky and creamy it is. Yeah? A lot of times, let's just say if you're getting a shot of a lady walking down the road or guy walking down, right? You're following them with a gimbal. But at the same time, if there's people moving past and then you walk, you can create a mood. You can create a perspective. You can create the way the audience think on where she is, okay? Or where he is. Make sense? Any more questions, guys?
We heard that bit is coming soon.
Yes, RAW is coming soon. Yeah, RAW is coming soon. That's all I can say. Unfortunately.
One last question. How much it cost you for all this?
I can't talk about the lens because it's not mine. Okay. Once again, this camera, I bought it from overseas, not from Australia. But this monitor is approximately, depending on what hard disk you use, is between $500 to $700. Look, I can tell you an entire kit, you can get it under $4,000, and you'll have a really good kit, from lens till camera till cage till mic. Yeah, these mics are really affordable. I can give you the website. You can actually also see on DD website as well. Once again, guys, like I said, people come to me and say, Ra, I've got a very expensive camera, but my footage isn't right. It's not about the camera. It's about what you're shooting and how you're shooting. And I just showed you to you, right? If I recorded that and I showed it to someone else, can someone tell it's shot on Nikon Z6? You can't. You can't. It's really about how you're creating the feel. Yes, sir. Sorry, I cut you over there.
I say you have to make YouTube about the tools.
Yes.
About these tools.
These tools?
Yeah.
What about them?
You have to make YouTube.
YouTube. Yes. Okay, 100%. Look, I promise. What I will do, just like I've done that video of me flying outside the car, I will go back and I will create a video on the kit I'm using. And then it's in my schedule for December. Then I'll also be doing how to set up a Nikon Z6 with the recorder and the advantages in regards to doing that. And then I'll also show a separate video on how to utilize Zhiyun gimbal on it. Okay? Since everyone's this is so nice of you guys. No one wants to go for dinner. Yes?
We enjoy that.
If you're, what resolution do you usually use if you're doing Gujarat plays? You go
I normally do it in 4K because it gives me 4 shots. I can crop in more. Yeah. Normally, I use 4K. The reason I use 4K is not that I'm lazy, it's just because sometimes when you have the 4K footage and squeezes down, it's sharper. It's much, much sharper. Do note, on 120 frames a second, and when you're doing internal camera slow-mo, you can't do crop mode because it goes to a different functionality on the camera. Okay? Now, there's 2 ways of doing slow-mo. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to talk about it. One is internal slow-mo, which the slow-mo is done in camera. It's going to be recorded in lower bitrate. So it's great if you're recording something very quickly and you want to get away with it. But if you want the highest quality footage, record slow-mo and then slow it down in post. Okay? So record 100 frames a second and then go to your post-production, right-click on the footage and go speed and then slow by 50%. It will give you much higher quality. Okay? But if you want to have something very quickly, you can do it like that. Hey Jed, are you around, bro? Can I get that gimbal? And I just want to show everyone something, since everyone's so nice and staying. Can you leave your one down? We're going to connect this to the phone quickly. Okay, final thing. All good? Okay, turn on. Help me connect. Connect. Whose phone did we use last time? Yours? Can we do that? You don't mind if they take your phone home? Okay, bring it back. So the final thing that I'm going to show you, yes, I showed you the monitor, but if someone doesn't have the budget to buy right away, and if you have one of these gimbals, scroll, 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 and connect. Yeah, of course. Oh, no, it's not on. Okay, while we waiting on Jed, our Jed master to get this sorted, since I've got the new iPhone, I want to take a selfie with you guys, okay? Everyone's been very nice to me. Okay? Okay, in 3, 2, 1, everyone's going to shout Nikon, okay? Wait, let me record video for that. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Nikon! What else? Okay, now photo, okay? Aperture. Okay. Can everyone do a crazy face? I like crazy stuff. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Got it? Okay. Let's adjust this to not ISO 6400 because that's unpleasing. Okay. That is a phone. Now I'm just going to walk around. And your monitoring's on it. Stay there, Jed. Remember I talked to you about slow-mo? If this was recording at 120 frames a second, and if I was to go like this, what is it going to do? It's going to create the effect, the motion, right? Look at the phone. So that is wireless transmission directly onto your mobile phone. Through the gimbal, to the signal down here. Impressive? Amazing. Okay, guys, I know we have to take photos downstairs, so let's go downstairs, take some photos. Any more questions? No problems.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
That was really intense for 2 days. Thank you, Nikon.
You can actually.
And please wait a second. We will say thank you for our lecturers, and then we will take a group photo, if you don't mind. Yeah? First of all, Mr. Tariq Abdurrahman, thank you very much for your informative lecture. Mr. Idi, thank you very much. Mr. Joe is not here. He took already his certificate and left. He had to go. Mr. Sharma. Okay, people, let's stand up. Let's gather all together to have a group photo. As you are, exactly as you are. Okay. And lecturers, please. ممكن نستخدم الكرسي هذا لو سمحت. تفضل. Thank you very much. Yeah. This way, and you can stand here. Everybody say hey. Hey. Thank you. Please don't forget to take your certificates from outside, from the reception.